Good morning from my side of the world in the United States of America. This is Shootin' the Breeze on a Saturday because we had people join. We had people have special needs to be with their family this week. Like I said, I'm TakersMinion, joined as always with my co-host, Mr. Dr. Senju. Greetings and salutations, sir.
Hello. How are you? I had fun.
I'm glad you did. I'm totally glad you did.
Yep. Well, it's
we're also joined today by Philip Bexman, also known as Bexley for Life when he was with CSS.
Also known as Philip Dawson for anyone that for like the 20 people that follow me on Twitter or something. That's kind of my nickname or my name now at this point.
Whatever.
How are you guys doing? All good?
How is it over there in your part of the world? I know it's night.
Not quite exactly. But it's like pretty dark. The sun has gone down, but it's not quite night yet. But it's pretty rainy, pretty what's the word? Oh,
it's pretty.
I used it earlier when we were talking.
Gloomy,
and a lot of humidity, stuff like that. Yeah, dreary. Like,
it's one of those days you just want. It's one of those days you just want to stay in bed.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's actually like a national holiday for us here today, here in Greece. When we said no to the Italians in 1940, World War II.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So like we had the parade here, we had parades and stuff here, like with rain.
Mm-hmm.
Never happened with me.
Okay. Taker, I think we could do something about this. We could cut the whole show by about 1 hour and then just go to sleep. Considering that it is a lazy day.
With the amount of stuff we have to cover, I doubt that seriously.
Oh my God. We have a lot of stuff to talk about.
We have a lot to cover. We have TLC, Raw, Smackdown, NXT. We can skip 205. And somebody
I didn't watch it this week.
I didn't either. But somebody wants to talk about TNA, whatever the goddamn hell it's called this week. Even though they finally cut all ties with Jeff Jarrett and GFW. So what the hell is it now?
I'm guessing it's Impact Wrestling or something like that. I don't know.
Like I said,
the promotion is
hemorrhaging money over this thing. I don't know why they don't sell it. We all know where it's going to wind up eventually anyway. Under the banner of WWE, the Evil Empire.
Oh yeah,
Evil Empire again.
This is WCW 2000 all over again.
Yeah, this is Yep, it's going to be. He'll buy it for pennies on a dollar, and he ain't going to want the equipment or anything like that, or the contracts. He wants the library.
Yeah, I mean, business side, because like sometimes the product is actually okay. Like with WCW 2000, it was like all the BS. Like there was so much BS back then. The product here is sometimes okay, but business-wise, I mean, they're losing like millions and millions.
Of course,
even saving money, they're losing millions of dollars.
Okay, considering the fact that we are actually talking about it, let's talk about it. Impact Wrestling. What was it?
You guys talk about it because I didn't watch, don't care to watch, didn't like the product when it was TNA, don't like the product now.
And Thursday's show was not even Impact. I mean, it was like 7 matches on the show, and like 2 of them were in the Impact zone. Like there were matches like in Canada and Japan and Mexico, all over the place and stuff.
Oh, so they had different announcers for each one?
I don't remember. I don't even remember at this point.
They actually used
such a blur. Such a blur.
I do remember that they used the same commentary folks for it.
I don't remember anything different, but yeah.
But then again, here's the thing: when you want to start a go-home show for your big pay-per-view event, which is Bound for Glory for TNA, Impact Wrestling, GFW, whatever it is they want to call it this week.
Soul Survivor or Survivor of Nuclear Holocaust. Let's call it that.
Fine. But here's the thing: if you want to build up your promotion as a go home show, just to build up your pay-per-view, you don't when you don't make the focus solely on your wrestlers and then make the focus on like 3 other wrestling promotions outside of Impact Wrestling, that's not a good way of starting everything off, because you're gonna go start from AAA in Mexico, and then went to a random promotion in Ontario, Canada, and then you go back. Then you go to Japan, and then back to Ontario again. You're basically just playing your audiences for fools and playing your viewers for fools as well, because you're gonna make them confused. Where are we going next? Where are we going next? Where are we going next?
The thing with the Anthem people is like they are clearly trying to save money, and it's like we got our wrestlers already are like working the indies, in Canada and Mexico and whatever. Let's start like partnerships with those companies and show some of their footage, and that way our tapings, we tape 5 days, but that lasts like 5 months. Yeah, so I can see why they're doing it, but it doesn't make the product good.
Yeah, because here's the thing.
They're just trying to survive at this point.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the argument of it, basically, and I think that people would agree on this one. Putting other people's promotion, like Border City Wrestling, Crash Promotion, AAA for that matter, is fine. But when you put them as the focus rather than your product as the focus, you're doing things wrong. You're doing things very wrong, especially for a go-home show where you have to promote Bound for Glory, and this is not how you do it. This is basically you just promoting other people's promotion and then just ignoring the rest of the rest of your own promotion.
I'm guessing part of it is they had to cut stuff from the stuff they taped because of people leaving, like Taryn Terrell left and what have you. So maybe they had a segment with her and they had to cut it.
I don't think that would be an issue. It's just that they're.
Well, it would take them a few minutes, so they have to throw in another match from another promotion.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. When most of your time is taken up, by these promotions, and when you come back to the Impact Zone, wherever they're recording their stuff right now, currently in Orlando, Florida, you only have 2. You put your wrestlers in focus, like Johnny Impact, Garza Jr. defeating Eli Drake and Chris Adonis on one end, and then the promotion with Moose and Lashley as well.
Whatever that was, that's not good.
Yeah,
I don't even really care about the Moose and Lashley that much. It's not very good.
It's interesting. It's just that you're not captured by it because they're not the focus of the focus of the promotion at hand. Yeah. Even Johnny Impact and Garza Jr. against Eli Drake and Chris Adonis. Eli Drake is their heavyweight champion holder right now. They're not the main focus. Basically, they're not the main focus at all. You'd be more focused on how many matches that they have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They already have 5 of those matches outside of the Impact Zone, and that's not a good way to start. That's
a problem. That's a problem. And to be fair, next week is the go home show. I mean, the Bound for Glory is like in 10 days, or next Sunday. So yeah, at least they have one more show. Maybe they spare some stuff from the Impact Zone.
Yeah,
to be fair.
And basically, Kyle actually put this perfectly. This is a filler show. If you're watching anime, if you're watching seasons and all that, this is a filler. This is a filler segment, basically. Yeah. There's no point.
F for filler. This is not F for fail.
There's no point in this week's stuff. Yeah. There is no point. If you skip the whole thing, you won't even actually miss anything. You're gonna be placed. You're gonna be placed right back at the Bound for Glory build up next week, and that's it. No more, no less.
Exactly. I want to talk a little bit about Bound for Glory because there's some good stuff on paper, at least. I mean, there's a. I thought it was Ultimate X, but I don't see Ultimate X. Like it's Trevor Lee, Desmond Xavier, Matt Sydal, Petey Williams, Sanjay Dutt, and Garza Jr.
Well, like I said in the pre-show meeting, You know, everything looks good on paper. You have to have the horses in order to execute what's on paper.
I think there's
obviously Impact don't, or they wouldn't have put a go home show that featured outside promotions.
Yeah, I'm just. I'll say this way. I'll say this way. Talent wise, they have the horses. Management wise, they don't.
Okay.
Like, there's some good talent on this promotion. I mean, that 6-pack for the X title is gonna be pretty good. I think. Like Rosemary and Taya First Blood, that's gonna be pretty good. What else?
Here's the biggest
Johnny
question.
Like Drake. You know, you got that. You got the three-way. What?
Here's the biggest question. Where's the women's division? Where's the knockouts division in this week's show?
Nowhere to be found, as far as I understand.
Pissed me off, to be fair. That pissed me off that they did not. Especially after last week they main evented.
Yep.
Yeah, with Rosemary and Taya.
Yep. Which still baffles me up to this day. Why do you want to? Why? No, bullshit. Why did they want to promote the whole thing early? And number two, why did Taya win cleanly?
No, they're still gonna do it because she attacked her afterwards, and Rosemary's spam missing her. So, if Rosemary's winning, it makes sense to a degree, at least.
To a degree.
But then
that's more I can say about Impact usually.
To a degree.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. Are they going to take a page out of WWE's book, seeing as that Rosemary already won clean and all that stuff and attacked Taryn Terrell, blah, 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 blah?
Who knows?
Is Taryn going to go over Bound for Glory or not?
Correction, it's going to be Taya, not Taryn. Taryn's already gone. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Excuse me. Is Taya, seems that Taya lost, is Taya going to go over now? Did they take a page out of WWE? That's exactly how it's going to go.
Rosemary lost last week, so I'm guessing she wins at Bound for Glory. Especially because Taya, I mean, it's not a pinfall match. I mean, it's a first blood match. I mean, and Taya has bled before a lot of times. So I'm guessing she's the one that's going to do it. Plus, they don't want to bury Rosemary too much. I mean, she's still one of their biggest draws.
Number one. And number two, she's the babyface of the division, actually.
Exactly. Okay, to be fair, the biggest babyface is Allie, but there's also Rosemary.
Yeah, because Rosemary just turned face. About like
5
2
months
3.
ago.
Yeah,
now, that's an interesting conversation we can have about NXT later.
Yeah.
When it comes to Nikki Cross.
That's also true.
What is Nikki Cross? But we'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's quickly wrap this up. Correct.
By the way,
correct. This is grade F. This is basically grade F for filler.
Yeah.
What is it?
If after that's what I'm trying to say. Oh, jeez, I cannot talk today. Anyway,
yeah, let's just quickly
and
wrap this up.
One last thing. If Allie does not win the title next Sunday, I'm gonna be pissed off. Okay. Like I'm gonna be okay if Gail Kim wins because like for the record, like she's gonna break the record, she's gonna become a 7-time champion. If Sienna wins,
number one and number two, she's already a Hall of Famer. She's already a Hall of Famer, so
they can do the Trish Stratus moment. Like Trish Stratus won the title when she retired, so I can see them doing that. But the one thing that makes sense is Allie.
I have a comment on this.
Sure,
go ahead.
Okay. I wouldn't be worried so much about Gail Kim being pissed off. I would be more worried about her husband, Robert Irvine, being pissed off.
Ooh.
Gail, I don't think they're gonna be like annoyed.
Because have you actually seen how that man is built? My God.
Yeah, that is true.
My God. He could crush Rusev in the WWE, even at his age.
Yeah. I think to be fair, Gail Kim's last match is in Smash in December, and I think it's against Ali. But anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's
let's quickly move on to this one because this is not gonna go. Okay, considering that you guys are already touching NXT, let's talk about NXT. And let's talk about let's talk about Nikki. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Nikki Cross. What is she? Face, heel, what?
I would say she's a face now. I think like the way I see it, I think Sanity are like somewhat face-like because they're feuding with the Undisputed for heels. But out of all the four that are Insanity, Nikki's the clear face out of them.
She's
the most face.
And number two, number one. And number two, you already know that she's very, very popular with the crowd now.
Yeah, she's got herself very over.
And number two, Taker, we have to realize that sometimes you don't really see a clear babyface switch nowadays.
I mean, no, and here's the thing. Her babyface switch was the same babyface switch that Taker had. He never changed the way, when he was the original Undertaker, he never changed the way he was in the ring with, or the way he acted in the ring, or the moves that he made. The crowd made him a face. That's exactly what's happened with Nikki Cross.
The crowd and his actions outside.
She still fights. She still fights as dirty as hell. When that's the whole popularity for Nikki Cross started, and I can point to I can point to the exact moment it happened.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was that last woman standing match with Asuka.
Yeah, she got over it with that one big.
She got over big, and the crowd got behind her. That crowd started out as all Asuka and became damn near 50-50 Asuka Nikki. Yeah. I remember that match, and that match, 5-star, my match of the year candidate right now. I would put that up against anybody.
I would not go that far, and I love that match, but that was a great match.
It's my match of the year candidate because here are women being suplexed into chairs, superplexed into chairs.
Yeah,
here are women being put into trash cans and getting kicked.
Yeah, get a trash can being put over the head, kicking the trash can. I mean, the guys don't even do that.
Guys don't do that. Really.
You don't see suplexes into a pile of chairs. You don't. The only thing that didn't happen was nobody swung a chair.
Yeah. Number two, number one. Number two, no one bled.
No one bled. And the way that match ended, the suplex onto the announce table.
Yeah, superplex off the ladder.
Off a 20-foot ladder.
I want to say it was 20. It was 15. It was still pretty high. Pretty fucking high.
Pretty high for those two women to go up there. I mean, they tore the house down that night.
Agreed. They did.
Yeah, they definitely did. And it was the main event of those tapings.
No, it wasn't because
it was. They filmed it.
It main evented. That's the week this show started. MDS is because the women main evented all three shows: Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and those were the three matches. Those are the three matches we talked about.
Okay. Yeah. I remember now. Thank you.
Anyway, she's gotten really over, and like watching this battle royal. First of all, like she had kind of a. It's funny because like she does the big comeback midway through the match, and like she beats up everyone. And Nikki, I'm gonna mention offhandedly. I saw pictures of her. Last night they had a house show, a battle royal and stuff. She was dressed like No Way Jose. It was Halloween battle royal.
Yep.
My God, is she tiny?
Oh, she is.
God, is she small? She's almost as small as Alexa Bliss. And
she's almost as small as Dakota Kai, to be honest.
No, Dakota is much bigger. Dakota is quite significantly taller. But anyway, to watch her just throw herself into people, it's just a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, she is tiny.
Yeah,
I just looked up. She is tiny. 5'2". She's billed at 5'2", 118 pounds. She's a tiny little shit.
She is.
And here's her trainers: Killian Dane, Robbie Brookside, Finn Balor, and Johnny Kidd.
Of course.
Yeah,
a nice group of people teaching.
Some good trainers. That's for sure. Anyway, that's for sure. And I'm just saying. I mean, she had like 8 eliminations in the Battle Royal. She threw out half the crowd.
Almost half of them. Yeah.
No, there were 17. Take her out. 16. 8.
Yeah.
So yeah, she got booked to go over and get over with the crowd.
Yep.
And
and right now, her just walking in the arena, she's over. Period.
Yeah. Yeah, she was really over.
I mean, my take on this is that okay, the right person won actually, because of course you're gonna struggle.
Well, according to us, the right person won.
Yeah, some people were upset.
Some individuals are upset that Billy Kay didn't win, but we know who that is.
Nah.
Okay,
Bexley, Bexley, you even know who that person is.
I think I have an idea. I didn't see it, but I think I have an idea.
The name is Metal Max.
Okay, you did it for me.
You don't have to tell it. You don't have to yell the name out right. He's definitely going to listen, and he's definitely going to go, Taker, are you mad at me again?
No, I'm not mad at him. I saw it.
He's just messing with him.
And LL's over here going, ha ha ha! I was right because she's in the chat room.
Yeah.
Okay.
You knew exactly what we were talking about. I'm not afraid to say it. You know that. I'll call his ass out every time.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay. We have technically 4 people.
You hear the squeaking in the background.
Yeah. But here's the thing, okay? Let's just put it on it this way. The right person won, obviously, because obviously you're idiot. You're not going to be called an idiot for not strapping your best woman, who is very popular with the crowd, the main spot for the title. Of course not. You're going to put her in that spot to put a lot of people in their seats. So Nikki Cross deservedly won, but my most interesting point to date was actually seeing Mercedes Martinez, Candice LeRae, and Santana Garrett in the ring. So that was my most. I'm not sure whether I should be getting used to that or whether I'm putting all of that with a grain of salt, because the last time I checked, Mercedes Martinez is still holding the women's champion.
In Shimmer.
In Shimmer.
Yes, in Shimmer.
Yeah, but she cut a promo against Ember Moon, like on YouTube.
True, yes.
So I think we'll see something with those two at least. We'll see something with those two at least.
Of course, because here's the thing. I'm not ruling out the possibility that Mercedes Martinez could be put into a more prominent position in NXT, because let's remember, Samoa Joe, this chance independent wrestlers who work in NXT to actually work outside of NXT as well, independently. Yep. Still having work outside independently. He's the one who paved the way for the rest of the people. So I'm not surprised if Mercedes Martinez chose that kind of pathway. As for LeRae and Garrett, not really sure yet. From what I've read, they're still in the independent scene around.
Can I give you a clue?
Sure.
Shimmer tapings in 2 weeks. If Mercedes Martinez drops the Shimmer title, she's coming in. I can tell you that much.
That would actually put Taker at a more exciting position.
Yeah. And here's the thing, and I had the perfect place for her. Put her with Undisputed.
There you go.
I can see that. Although
I mean, that would be a hell of a faction to go against Sanity. You got 3 men currently right now in Undisputed Era. They're trying to recruit Roderick Strong. They're not. I don't think they're going to get him.
No,
we'll see.
Roddy's going to wind up telling them to go F themselves. But you bring in Mercedes Martinez, and after her first match, they come out and
probably not.
And over a series of weeks, she winds up joining.
Yeah, and probably kick Tana Conti away because considering the fact that they're not really resolving
They already did that. You didn't see it. It was not on NXT, but it was like a follow-up video. They basically used her.
I did saw it. Yeah, I know. I did see that. It's just that I don't think that's resolved because Conti looked pissed off when they were saying that, oh, we're using you, yada yada yada. No resolution yet.
Well, yeah. Did you notice in the Battle Royal who Nikki Cross went after first?
Well, that would be Sarah Logan. Actually.
No, she went after Tara Conti first.
Yeah.
She went right after her.
Just Sarah was in the way.
Probably not through Sarah Logan to get to her.
Poor Sarah Logan. You're gonna be the perennial babyface, kind of like Bailey in a sense.
Oh,
Just
she's
that
gonna
you're
get
Southern.
Baileyed. Oh, please.
Yeah, she's gonna get Baileyed.
Nah, I
Just
don't,
that she has now
first
a
off,
Southern accent
before we
and
go,
loves to do leather crafting. So
no, she's not like that. I mean, first off, congratulations to her. She got engaged yesterday. Congrats.
To who?
who?
Sarah Logan.
Logan?
Sarah Logan.
Yeah.
Raymond Rowe of War Machine.
Oh, okay.
Congrats to them. Yeah, I saw the picture and stuff. They both dressed like Vikings or whatever. And
Who did she?
Who'd she get engaged to?
Raymond Rowe of War Machine.
Who the hell is that?
Oh.
Oh.
Raymond Rowe. Okay.
Yeah, Hanson and Raymond Rowe.
War Machine from NJPW. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, pretty freaking good tag team. Yeah. I think Rowe is the bald guy out of the two.
Rowe is the bald guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking to
Rowe is the bald guy.
Bexley. You're talking to someone who lives in Kyoto. No, who lives in Kyoto, Japan. He would know who is where in NJPW.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about you. Yeah, I'm talking about NBA.
Anyway. Yeah. Okay.
I know
Here's the long and short.
Sarah Logan is. They were trying to portray her kind of like. I remember in the May, they would portray her a little bit like kind of like a country girl and stuff from Kentucky and whatever. I don't think they're gonna book her like Bailey. I mean, remember she's the former Crazy Mary Dobson. I mean,
of course.
You know, she's kind of like the girl that became Nikki Cross. Like the character that Nikki Cross is, like Crazy Mary Dobson was a similar one.
But here's the thing, though. You forget that Crazy Mary Dobson also was Kane's boss when he worked in the concession stand.
Yeah.
You forgot that she's also the Miz's makeup artist, formerly known.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. They've used it before a lot of times.
Yep.
You know,
in a sense, okay.
She was Bailey's first opponent after she won the title.
True.
She had her first match.
At that time, she was billed as Sarah Bridges, I think. Is it Sarah Bridges, I think? Probably. Or Mary Dobson.
I
can't remember.
I think she was
I can't remember, but okay.
Anyway.
Let's
go ahead. Let's get back to Nikki Cross because I talked to you Taker yesterday. Thursday, I don't remember exactly what day.
Yeah, we talked yesterday on Twitter.
Okay.
We've talked a lot on Twitter these past few days, and like I saw some people making some connections for Nikki Cross, like with this. It's like I said, like her run in the Battle Royal was kind of like Austin-esque, and what have you. I saw a lot of people compare her to Mick Foley, kind of like especially with Mankind. Like the character with Mankind is kind of similar, and she connects with the crowd like Mick Foley. So.
But she doesn't put her body through as much abuse as he did.
Not yet. Anyway.
That's because she's smart.
Not yet. Anyway.
Not yet.
Although she did get suplexed into a pile of chairs off the top rope and suplexed to the announce table.
And then let herself be put in a trash can and then get kicked by Seth Carter.
Yeah. And then got squashed between Killian Dane and Razor in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
300-pound behemoth squashing her.
I could see the comparisons. And
the thing about it was, you look at those two incidences: the suplex to the announce table, and her getting basically crushed by those two dudes, by Killian Dane and Razor.
Okay.
The biggest she had both times at the end of it all, she had the biggest shit-eating grin on her face.
Oh yeah,
that tells me she absolutely loves what she does. She loves it.
Yeah.
He does.
Absolutely. I'm a huge fan.
I can see the parallels between Cross and Foley, because remember when he came through the roof of Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
He was smiling. He was out on his feet, but he's sitting there in the corner, tooth stuck in his nose, smiling.
The thing, I don't think he was trying to. He said it. I don't think he was trying to smile. He was like trying to like find his lip or something like that, and it looked like he was smiling.
But yeah, he's sitting there with what looked like a biggest shit-eating grin on his face, not knowing where the fuck he was.
Yep.
So there's that.
Anyway, so who wins the title? Who wins the title in Houston?
Huh?
Who wins the title in Houston?
Nikki
It's
Cross.
Kyrie.
Nikki Cross. I say Nikki Cross.
I could see that.
For one simple reason. One simple reason. You know, the biggest argument all week I've been having with people.
Oh, I know where you're going.
MDS, you know the argument I've had all week with people about it.
Okay.
Is she lost to Asuka by 1 second. 1 second.
Yeah.
You didn't know who was going to get up after that count of 10.
Yeah.
And like I said, she was laying there. Yeah, I know both of them were hurting. We think you and I, MDS, believe Asuka was concussed when she hit the floor.
Yep, she did.
Possibly.
She kind of got her
bell rung.
Bell rung a little bit, but she looks fine afterwards.
Nikki is the one that's going to carry the title for a while. Against everybody, against all popular belief, Nikki Cross is going to be the one to carry the title, and Kairi Sane is going to be the one chasing.
That's possible.
That is the ultimate goal in NXT to put the belt on Kairi.
I like the idea.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. That's the goal. Eventually, at Mania to put it on Kairi. But I just think for that, I just think she would be better off if she took the title from a heel. Like Nikki Cross, you're not turning her heel at this point.
So who do you want? There's what two? There's
one heel is his only match. It's Peyton Royce.
One heel. So you'd already know it's going to be a face that takes the title. More than likely.
I'm not sure. It might be Peyton. A lot of people think Peyton.
If Peyton Royce takes it, fine. But do not.
This argument has been going on.
This argument has been going on between.
I'm not going that way. I'm not going.
And a certain individual. Do not freebird that title. God, please do not freebird that title.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
That would ruin all the luster and shine and everything that Asuka put on that title. Everybody keeps saying, well, everybody in the NXT roster, nobody beat her. There's no clear favorite. And I would bring up Nikki Cross in 1 second.
Of course.
Okay, here's my opinion. Here's my belief.
Okay.
Like, I don't think you can replace Asuka. So
no, I know you.
No, of course not.
The person that wins the title, I mean, you can there's this credibility that this championship has built up, and I think to get the most heat, they need to put the title on someone that feels not deserving. Because she cheats, she's avoids matches and what have you, and finally you build up that baby face that gets the title and puts back the respect on the title and goes on a lengthy run. I think that person's Kairi, but for me, I think that's why you should put the title on Peyton, because she can cheat to win in Houston, she can cheat to retain, she can fake injuries, all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying I'm not saying do the freebird. I agree with that. I think it's too much, but you get what I'm going with this one. And then finally, you build up to Kairi or Nikki or Ember or whomever to take the title in New Orleans at Mania, and then that person goes on a lengthy run. Yeah,
sounds interesting enough. So.
I'm not the first person to say that, by the way. To be fair, I'm not the first person, but I agree. I agree with that opinion.
Because well, here's the thing: if you're gonna leave the title on the face, of course you're gonna strap it on. You're gonna either optionalize with Nikki Cross or Kairi Sane, because number one, Nikki Cross is the clear favorite. Number two, Kairi Sane is currently the winner of the Mae Young Classic. Of course, you're gonna have to strap.
She's got a lot of momentum as well.
Yes. If you want to strap it on a heel, you have an option. Well, considering you only got one option, which is Peyton Royce. Yeah. So, in a sense, Peyton Royce truly deserves her spot if she wins. So,
are we all agreeing that Ember Moon is getting called up soon?
No, not yet. To me, I don't think she's ready.
I don't mean Survivor Series. I mean like before Mania.
Yeah, I know. I understand. But here's the thing. I don't see her as ready just yet, even though she can go up. It's just that she needs a little bit more tweak. Because let's remember that if she reverts back to her animalistic ways, more wolfish than wrestler, she's not going to work.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I mean, as
Because
a
she
wrestler,
needs to
she's
tweak.
ready. As a wrestler,
As
she's
a
more
wrestler,
than
she's
ready.
ready. Yeah, as a wrestler, she's ready. I can't.
I mean, the
can't deny
character stuff that he can still play with that on the main roster, especially since the NXT stuff didn't really work with her.
Well,
As
the character stuff, character-wise, it didn't really work for her because back then Ember would rely on her animalistic tendencies more rather than her wrestling acumen. It's only when she feuded with Asuka that she lessened
because
the
she was
animal tendencies
driven by
a bit.
revenge.
Yeah, she lessened that and then get on with her wrestling ways. So there's that, number one. And now that you mention it, number two, considering that I had a good laugh last week about the topic, Taker, do you remember that we were laughing our butts off with how Alicia Fox is attracting a legion of furries right now?
Yes, I remember that. Oh, did we laugh?
We'll get to Alicia Fox a little later.
But here's the thing. I'm going to go on a quick small segue. Here's the thing.
Okay,
if Ember Moon is getting called up, that means she's, in my stupid head, in my stupid imagination, she'll be teaming up with Alicia Fox, and we have a team of a wolf and a fox attract more legion of furries.
Are you out of your mind? That's a stretch. I mean, I have gone out on some. I mean, I have stretched some shit. But my God, not that far. That's way.
I mean, we know Vince is gonna want to bury her because she's one of the Triple H's kids, but that far, I don't know.
Number one, she's not going to be buried just because she's Triple H's kid. It's
As
just
Finn Balor
that,
is doing.
It's just that. It's just
That's
that.
Bailey how she's doing.
Exactly.
Let's just.
If we want to talk about buried, hey, I just got a piece of information that's really interesting.
Okay, cool.
This Monday coming,
Mm-hmm.
After Raw, they have a table for three.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know who it is?
No.
Finn?
The Shield.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
They're going to have the Shield on, so that's going to be fun to listen to, fun to watch.
Fun to watch.
It comes on.
This
It comes on the WWE Network immediately following Raw.
Yeah.
Mm.
Didn't they have a ride along this week? The Shield.
I can't remember on that one, but here's
I
the
didn't see
thing,
the
though,
ride
Taker.
along yet.
No, I
Here's the
didn't
thing,
either,
though.
but I remember it was
Here's
like
the thing.
them and Bailey and Sasha, but whatever. Anyway.
Here's the thing, Taker. You and I both know that Vince is right now desperate for attention, to take any kind of attention. Now we already talked about how he's trying to pull any kind of audiences. So an audience of furry loving people, why not?
Hey, that last segment did 2.5 million on Monday, so yeah, I could see why he's panicking. Anyway,
okay. I agree.
Let's get back to NXT.
Real quick. I will have to credit my source.
Yeah, go ahead.
For that information about the Shield, it is Ambrose Alley, of course.
Of course, you would know.
Okay.
Of course
Back
you
to
would know.
NXT. Back to NXT. No more stretching too far. Spreading too much.
I didn't think you were stretched goddamn Armstrong, but God Almighty.
But anyway,
I can stretch goddamn Armstrong, so there's that. But anyway, let's quick this.
Let's finish up with NXT and then move on to the pay per view.
So
okay.
Taker, you're saying Nikki wins. I say Peyton wins. MDS, who do you say wins?
I don't know.
In Houston.
Honestly, I don't know because this is a 50-50 for me. Because here's the thing. Like I said, argument-wise, I can see why Peyton can win. I can see why Kyrie can win. I can see why Nikki Cross can win. I just don't see
Kyrie. It's too soon for her.
But if they want to strap the rocket on Kyrie right now, they can do it. They can do it. And we won't have any problem with that because considering the fact, even though it's too early. We won't have any problems with that if
God,
they
that
post the
elbow.
title.
God, that elbow's beautiful.
Yeah. Number one. I'm just sad that Ember Moon won't get any attention on that one because she's the odd one out, even though she's a babyface. So there's that. Number one.
And the show's gonna be in her home state.
Yes.
In Texas.
I know, Houston, but home state don't mean shit unless you're Sasha Banks.
No, I'm just saying, like, at least she's gonna be over with the crowd there.
I know, yes. But unless you're Sasha Banks, home state don't mean shit.
Yeah. Now look what happened. Look what happened in San Jose to Bailey.
Exactly.
Look what happened in Boston to Sasha.
She won the last time she was there.
She won the last time
she was there.
Yeah, she won it at Hell in a Cell. The next night, she lost it because that's her thing. She can win it, but she can't defend it.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. It was in Boston.
And that is absolute shit booking, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's
I'm gonna
scoot the rest of NXT.
I'm gonna
we
scoot
skipped
here.
the match actually. We skipped the match actually.
I'm gonna scoot over the whole thing because we have Danny Burch, Oni Lorcan versus Tino Sabatelli, Riddick Moss, and then after that, of course, the women's battle royal. Then we have Velveteen Dream attacking Aleister Black when he was making his way to.
One last thing about the battle royal.
Sure, go ahead.
Let's see. 2018 or 2019, at some point between Mania 34 and Mania 35, Bianca Belair is going to win the title in NXT.
Okay.
Without the ponytail, that'll be gone.
No,
she's going to lose that. She's going to have to put that ponytail on the line, and she's going to lose it.
We're going to have on the main roster. I see that on the main roster.
I see a Halloween Havoc type match.
Hair versus hair?
No, hair versus title.
Okay.
Remember, Rey Mysterio's match with Eddie Guerrero was mask versus title. Mask versus title.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably hair versus title. All right.
I just don't see that happening in NXT. I see that happening on the main roster at some point. I think she's gonna keep it like because the hair is what makes her like a huge star potentially. I mean, she's like. Did you see the spot where she like whipped Bianca? She whipped Billie Kay. I mean, my God, the crowd were pissing themselves.
Yeah, but you told me that it was take 3 weeks ago. Why did they wait? I mean, I told you continuity.
Wait.
Okay.
What are you talking about? They taped it then.
They taped it 3 weeks ago. She took the pictures. She didn't tweet about it or anything until after the match. That is to keep the storyline continuity.
No, I wasn't talking about. I was talking about Billy. I was talking about.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was trying to explain to you yesterday.
No, give me a second. I wasn't talking about Bianca and Billy. I was talking about when Bianca whipped Billy, the crowd went nuts.
Right.
Like that was the biggest pop of the match.
And you asked me the question yesterday. Why did she wait? The taping was 3 weeks ago. You don't want to put that out there before the match.
Yeah, but I wasn't talking about Billie Kay getting cut open. I was talking about
sliced up pretty good.
Yes, she did. I wasn't talking about that.
No, but that was part of the whole thing because that was something you asked me yesterday, and I wanted, and I told you continuity, story content. It's basically kayfabe is what it is.
I know about that.
I have to say one thing about NXT: they're very good with kayfabe.
They're great with kayfabe. I was just talking about the spot in particular. Like the
spot was nice and all that, but okay. Quickly going on for this, because I'm slowly losing the plot.
Sorry.
Yes, I'm slowly losing the plot. All four of the matches that you have, and plus one segment was actually quite good. There's not much complaining about me, just me getting to nitpick on stuff. But I don't think the nitpicking would do anything justice because the only critic that I would get is with Burch, Lorcan versus Sabatelli and Moss, because of course they're the weakest of the bunch right now.
It was fun. It was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, fun for a stiff hard hitting matchup.
We also know that Sabatelli can't handle too much stiff because he's concussion prone.
There you go.
Yeah, but he has improved a lot.
He's improved in the ring and all that, but he cannot. Once you have one concussion,
Yeah,
You're
that
more
is
susceptible.
true.
And Tino's had 3.
Mhm.
When's
Yeah,
it
that is
going to be
true.
enough? Remember, he came from the NFL where he got out of the NFL because he got concussed twice.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
had 3, and he's had 3 at NXT, so he's had 5 in his life already.
Oh,
He's running
that's,
out of chances here.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's running out of steam.
I hope things turn out good for him because he's actually got big heel potential. It's like that
He does.
D word heel, you know.
Uh,
As that I cannot say the word, like the big D word heel. You get what I'm saying? You know, all about the body and the look and what have you. Like Chris
Yeah,
Chris
basically-
Masters, but more
Like
charismatic.
Lex Luger, the narcnarcissistic son of a bitch.
the narcissistic
exactly.
SOB who has perfect look, perfect physique, but he's totally a big dick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that. So
Yeah.
There's that. Anyway,
Also great moment, Zelina Vega. You know,
Oh, yes.
with the Hurricane Rana.
just coming up on that one, yeah, of course. But considering the fact that she originally had wrestled, so no question about that. But here's my praise on it. Yeah, but here's my praise on it. Since partnering up with Cien Almas, both her and Cien Almas had done leaps and bounds with the character, with their character work, with their wrestling work. They're good together. Basically, I'm saying.
I'll go as far as to say that she has saved his career, pretty much, because he was going nowhere, and then she shows up, and now he's getting a title shot.
I think that was also a setup deal anyway.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
It was.
Anyway,
but, yeah.
One thing that was funny was she pulled a Kofi Kingston on this show. Like she spoke in 2 accents. Like, remember when Kofi Kingston was supposed to be a Jamaican and what have you?
No.
And then that was when he debuted. He was a Jamaican and stuff like that.
And then
the guy from
lost
Ghana.
his Jamaican.
Yeah, and he started losing his Jamaican accent, and Triple H pointed out, like, Zelina on this show she had like Puerto Rican accent and like Brooklyn accent in different parts.
Well, considering that she actually is Puerto Rican, number one, but she lived
was born in
the
Brooklyn.
States.
And she was born in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was something pointed out. I can't remember what match, but because it had to do with somebody being born in Mexico, being billed from Mexico, but was born in Brooklyn.
Okay.
I think that's almost.
That's almost, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because he speak, for someone who wrestled most of his career with
Kalisto is a thing.
Los Ingobernables in Mexico as La Sombra and was under a mask.
Yeah. I think Kalisto is built from Mexico, or at least considered like a Mexican. He was born in Chicago or something like that.
I think
pretty
so.
Sure. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, back to that. I think both of them have improved leaps and bounds, and these two are both Almas and Roderick Strong. Actually, these two guys are the workhorses for NXT. I'm surprised that in this week's NXT though that they're not putting Drew Galloway up as a prominent show, but it's fine considering that he is the NXT
shows. I mean,
he
still
is
got
the
a few
NXT.
weeks until takeover.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
But considering that he is the champ, I think
It's actually Drew McIntyre is his name in NXT. Get it right.
Oh crap!
He was Drew Galloway on the Indies, my friend.
Where's my tip jar? Where's my tip jar?
It's all right.
Anyway, I think this week's NXT is a good week to watch.
Really good. We didn't even talk about Aleister Black in that segment.
It's mostly just a setup. It was a great setup because they're playing the mind games. Because this is how you actually do mind games. This is how you actually.
Yeah. The image when Velveteen rises up behind Aleister, that was wow. That was great.
Yep.
That was great, and just the whole angle is like Patrick Velveteen is his name now. Velveteen Dream wants recognition from Aleister Black, and Aleister's just not giving it to him. Just refuses to do so. And, it's simple, well done, and it has built up Velveteen very well as a credible foe.
True. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not really a huge critic on Patrick Clark as Velveteen Dream, but ever since he's partnering up with Aleister Black, his character work has been excellent. His evolution of his character work has been excellent.
And how old is he? He's like 21, 22. He's very young.
He's still quite young, considering that.
Who's
Remember,
that? Velveteen Dream?
Patrick Clark.
Dream.
Patrick Clark, basically. He is still quite young. He's 22, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's 22 still. And he has this upsurge in character work already. If he can actually do this on a consistent basis, my goodness, he has a lot of stuff happening for him in the future. So there's that, number one. And considering that, what the segment is a masterful way of actually letting two characters play mind games. His Dream's body language was excellent. Black's body language was excellent as well. His heel work has been tremendous as well. I did not expect Dream to actually pull out this kind of heel move, even though his hubris got the best of him back then. When Black freed himself from the ropes and then tried to do a Black Mass, but Dream ducked away and then ran off from the ring. It was just fun. This is how you actually play mind games, rather than the main roster mind games of, oh, I'm gonna dress and drag.
Oh, please.
Sorry, Bray Wyatt. I had to say that. Even though Bray Wyatt isn't really sick, I'm sorry. It is actually sick, so I'm sorry. So anyway, talking about that, let's just move on to tables, ladders, and Asuka. Tables, ladders, and Asuka then.
Yep.
Remember, I put my expectations very, very low on this one.
As did I.
Yeah, and surprisingly enough, even with the expectations being put low, number one, and number two, with the news about the virus spreading throughout the locker room, eliminating both Roman Reigns and mumps, eliminating both Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt from their matchup in TLC. I was actually quite surprised that I actually was entertained by this. I'm quite surprised. So, even the pre-show Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox was entertaining.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because remember back last week when we were actually bashing the whole thing. We were saying that this is a muddled up, mixed up kind of a show that is guaranteed to crash and burn.
Yeah, and then what? 2 hours later, all that news breaks just after we end.
Yeah,
the news starts breaking that Bray Wyatt's out with an illness. Roman Reigns is out with an illness. Oh, Kurt Angle's going to be in the match, in the Shield match. What? Then all of a sudden, oh yeah, we've got AJ Styles coming off the South American trip to wrestle Finn Balor. It's like, hey, they're trying to save this card, and actually they improved it.
Yeah,
they did. They did. At least with the Balor AJ match.
Because here's the thing. When your TLC match has been screwed up a lot of times with the absences of two of your stars, basically, you got to do something drastic. And probably pulling AJ Styles one was a coup, and actually putting in Kurt Angle, which we will talk about a little bit later on, is another interesting and yet entertaining thing.
Yeah.
And how they build up to that match for tables, ladders, and chairs was actually quite interesting and quite entertaining as well. But again, let's not forget that this TLC actually highlights two cruiserweight matches and 3 women's matches, which is very, very surprising to say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a cruiserweight tag match. You had
the cruiserweight championship title match.
Yeah, cruiserweight championship title match. Then you had Sasha, Alicia on the pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
You had
Asuka and Emma.
Asuka and Emma, which was man.
Which we will talk about next, and then Alexa Bliss and Mickey James.
Yeah, because the Asuka match, the Asuka Emma match, I believe, was the first match of the night on the main card.
Yep.
On the main card, yeah, we had Sasha Alicia on the pre-show.
Yeah,
right.
Which was fine, and Sasha won.
It was a fun match to see Sasha Banks blow her away yet again.
For one night, and the next night,
for one night.
We'll go into Monday when we're done.
We'll go Monday a little bit later on, but let's talk about the first matchup for TLC, Asuka versus Emma. To be honest, I actually liked it. I actually liked how they're building Asuka right now. Even if you want to touch in on Monday Night Raw a little bit with her match, with her Monday Night Raw debut, it's fine. There's nothing to be scared about.
Oh, the biggest worry by a lot of people that we know was that, it's going to be a squash. It's going to be a squash. It's going to be a squash. No, it wasn't a squash match. It was actually a very well done match. Everybody said there's no way Asuka can make Emma look strong. She made Emma look strong, even in defeat.
Yep, and she even let Emma take some. She even let Emma give her a little bit of licks. With taunting, with kicking Asuka into a security barricade, and even flipping Asuka off the ring apron by her hair. Remember that spot? I mean, goodness gracious.
Like you've told me before, we also have documented proof. The Japanese, the Joshis, the women Joshi wrestlers, the Puros, they wrestle men.
Yep.
Yeah, in Japan, often. So something like that's where they get that heavy strong style from. Is that they gotta wrestle men and take the abuse from men.
Yep. Here's the thing for me. Like, I thought I didn't have a big problem with how the matches played out both on Sunday and Monday, because I like Emma. I think she's pretty good actually. And Asuka and Emma on paper should be very competitive. And what have you. It's just that it felt to me, and especially on Monday, that like the pops for Asuka were getting like lesser and lesser. So I don't know if it worked that way. Like maybe she should get a little more dominant win than she did.
Oh,
she will. And she will.
Hopefully she does. I mean, it's early. It's very early, obviously. But not.
We don't want to
hit the panic button just yet. But just
That's right. Don't hit the
just wanted to point it out. Just wanted to point it out that maybe
there's no reason to panic right now because most of that crowd, or no, I shouldn't say any of that crowd for that matter. Most of them probably saw the pay-per-view on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, and granted, the Monday night match wasn't near as fast-paced or as hard-hitting as the Sunday match. I think both of them were pretty sore from that.
Yep.
Possibly.
They toned it down. I mean, that's.
And also the thing on Sunday was because of all the stuff that happened, they had to fill up with some time.
So
they had to add a little bit of time possibly to their match. So
18 minutes?
What?
For
Asuka Emma was like 8 or 9, but maybe it was supposed to go 6.
8 or 9.
And what have you, being a little more dominant. So it's not fair. It's not completely fair to judge it.
Kane, where's your information? Damn it!
Please don't. Okay. TLC for
Asuka
and Emma actually got out to about 9 minutes and 25 seconds, and I do believe that in Monday Night Raw,
about 5 6 minutes.
5 or 6 minutes. Number one, because probably they're still sore. Like Taker said, they're still sore and they're still nursing their injuries.
They had to do a lot of stuff at the start and the end of the show.
Yeah. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Cruiserweight tag match.
That was the next match up, the Cruiserweight tag match in the second quarter.
Easy there,
calm
buddy.
down, Beck. Calm down, Phil. Calm down.
Easy.
I know.
One thing I've noticed about you this time versus the last time, you're talking 900 miles an hour, and you wanted to jump all around. Follow our lead, okay? Follow our lead.
Well, I'm healthy this time. That's why I'm saying.
He's healthy.
First time I've been healthy for a podcast.
I'm fine. If I get too tired, I'll say something.
Yeah.
He's healthy. Basically, he's healthy. Anyway, let's all pray that next time we call on Bex, he's sick again.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm evil.
Fair enough.
But anyway, yes,
Fair
okay,
enough.
fine. Anyway, the cruiserweight tag team division, the tag match. I think this would be my lowest point, even though, again, I don't have that high a bar that I set. Still, this is entertaining as well. As noted with the cruiserweight division, they'll bring high energy offense, they'll bring high spots, they'll bring high risk maneuvers. Of course, the combination of Swan and Alexander were tons of fun to watch. But on a storyline point, this doesn't actually advance anything. I was looking forward to this story being advanced, where Jack Gallagher, and Brian Kendrick has this team up of heels underway. And unfortunately, and sadly to say, on my end, I didn't see that. I was entertained by the match, just that the storyline didn't really get on moving for me. So.
Yep, I was entertained, and that's about it.
Yeah, I was entertained. That's about it. Storyline wise, I don't know.
I don't know the story. I cannot follow the storyline. It's not making any sense to me. But
I already did. It's just that to me the storyline didn't.
As
move
we will find out later on next
Taker.
week, you'll understand why.
Okay.
I just don't see a lot of a storyline here. It's just
Yeah.
a fun match to watch and just be entertained. And you know,
It was the filler match.
it was
It
fun.
was.
There were a couple of them.
It was a filler match, of course. It was a filler match. It was a fun filler match. It's just that to me, it gets my low mark because the rest of the match completely overshadows it. Even for the cruiserweight title match, that overshadows the tag match for cruiserweights, and that's saying something on my book if I say that. So,
Yeah.
quickly moving on.
The cruiser title. Jesus.
Seriously, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I'll put that one a little bit higher than the cruiserweight tag match, and that's saying something. Anyway, I'll touch on that when we get there. Now we're gonna move to.
Should we talk about Elias? Because he had a couple of segments before his match.
No, no.
I actually thought the segments, at least Elias in those segments, was fun.
Jason Jordan and Elias comes a lot later on, so I might touch on that.
Not the match.
No,
They had segments earlier.
I know they had
a segment. They had a segment, I think, right after the women's match.
They had segment right after the women's match, so
Which was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. That is you cannot tell me. You cannot tell me.
Okay.
When Elias does his music shtick every week at every show, and it doesn't have to be a pay-per-view, whatever, that there isn't someone in the crowd that wishes they had rotten groceries that they could throw at him.
Okay.
Yeah, you got me there.
I like the segment. I like the segment. And Elias is actually a pretty good heel. So it worked with him. It's just no one gives one iota about Jason Jordan.
Sure, considering, but
at least they did it on Sunday, Monday a little bit.
Well, Graves is pulling for Jordan.
Yeah,
because he hates Elias.
That's one of Booker T's switches because he'll during that match. Why don't we talk about the Finn or not the Finn, but the that match between those two, Jordan and Elias.
Okay.
Considering
that you guys are going to, so okay, fine.
Yeah, unfortunately, we always you know this. We go off the rails every once in a while, but we always circle back and get to where we're supposed to be.
Yeah. Okay.
You're my Conrad Thompson, but that's another story.
If he listens to this, I think he's gonna throw a fit.
He's gonna have a laugh when he listens to this. Which reminds me, I'm gonna send him the link when we're done.
Yeah.
Like I said, Jason Jordan got to do the fantasy of most every fan: throw rotten vegetables at Elias, which I was sitting there laughing. I was laughing my ass off every time it happened. He'd get there, but he'd start playing his guitar. All of a sudden, here comes some celery, a banana, whatever. And it was pissing him off. I loved it. What's better than to do a heel or a face to do something like that to a heel? That's beautiful.
I can think of something better. Jason Jordan coming out with green pants that looks like it came off from Kick-Ass's movie.
No, you know what I think about his new wrestling attire? What do they call Gulak?
Oh,
Captain Underpants.
Oh my god.
And if you
Really?
look at that ring attire, how can you not think that?
Initially, I was going for the color.
And I'm referring to the style. Because if you look at it, it looks like he's wearing underwear. Boxer briefs at that. No. He needs to change that and get away from that as fast as possible.
Where's Breezango when you need them?
Huh?
They're on
Where's Breezango
SmackDown.
when you need them?
They're on SmackDown. You can't touch them when they're on
I know,
SmackDown.
I know.
Yeah, Fashion Files would really write them up.
Anyway, some people would say that the match was actually terrible, which I'm not going to argue on.
It was boring.
Very.
I'm not going to
no
argue
one
on that one
cared.
because yes, it's boring. Because on a wrestling standpoint, it's kind of boring. Because number one, I think it tried to fast track a build inside the pay-per-view. Like you're making a storyline while you're doing a pay-per-view. Of course, it's going to feel a little bit rushed. There's one.
I think that was one of those last-minute ads to help with the illness that has swept the locker room.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that, and I totally understand that. I totally understand that. On an entertainment standpoint, I think with Taker's Minion, my partner laughing his ass off when he saw Jason Jordan tossing vegetables, I think it was a good segment anyway. On a wrestling comedic standpoint,
That was my.
Yeah.
Well, you don't you
Go ahead.
don't you want to do that yourself sometimes, MDS? Be honest.
fine. I have a few wrestlers I would like to throw vegetables at. The only thing that I'm scared of is the repercussion when I throw the vegetable and then suddenly they'll come back at me and say, "What the fuck are you doing?" I don't want that to come back in my name, even though it's Mr. Average.
Need I remind you
What?
that I had words with the Usos at a house show here in my town?
I do, but that's verbiage, not physical object being thrown.
Oh, well, let's put it this way. A lot of cups and a full cup of beer was thrown at them, and they didn't do anything about it.
Even get to touch Roman Reigns. I mean, yeah.
Well,
So,
of
and there are repercussions for that one.
Of course,
There's
dozens of
repercussions
cups
for that
being
one.
thrown. Of course, dozens of cups being thrown at people won't really piss them off because they can't really pinpoint who threw them.
Well, think about it. The most over heel
Mhm.
in all of wrestling right now, to the point that he has so much heat,
Mhm.
comes from CMLL.
Ah, okay.
It's
Yeah,
Rush.
go ahead. Go ahead.
That's
Okay,
Rush.
it's Rush.
You have
Okay.
people
And
actually
people-
buying cups of beer to throw at him.
That's
Full
actually
cups of
quite
beer.
true.
It's true. It's true. All you got to do is watch Claro Sports if they open up your region on Fridays in Greece. All you got to do is watch Claro Sports. They're on every Friday night, and you will see when Rush is there. You will see people throwing full cups of beer at him.
I have not seen something like that since Paraguayo, like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh,
It's
Rush
stuff.
is
They were getting so much heat.
Rush
That
is
down
actually
in
pretty
AAA.
bored.
Rush is getting tons of heat, but he's also part of Los Ingobernables.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
You
true.
know, so
But okay, here's okay. I'll say this though on this matchup on this, just a quick one. It's on a wrestling standpoint, it's boring. Of course, it's dull because it feels a little bit rushed. Entertainment wise, like I said, if my partner here is laughing his ass off just seeing Jason Jordan throw vegetables, comedic standpoint, it works and it's successful. If it gets a few laughs, it works, and if it works, it
makes
deserves
money,
to be in this pay-per-view.
If it makes
It
money,
deserves to be.
it made money.
Yeah, it made money. True.
So
I'll say this way. So yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead. I already finished.
They
my
had 3 segments on the show. I laughed at 2 of them. I was bored by 1 of them. So B-, I guess.
Yeah, okay. It's your call. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna put a grade on it because overall, I think with the low grade if the low expectations, I'm gonna put the whole thing. But let's just wrap it up on the end of the tail end of the stuff, which I'm gonna go touch right now with Alexa Bliss versus Mickey James.
Yep.
Angry 5 Feet of Fury against the expert but old Mickey James.
I actually thought that was the best women's match of the show.
What?
Very close, very close, at least with Asuka and Emma.
Okay.
But like, this was more. Here's the thing, I'm more a fan of storytelling with the women, and it's just there was a lot of storytelling in this match.
Okay.
And Mickie James showed up. She was really good in this match, and Alexa Bliss was able to hang with her because Mickie James works a slower pace. And sorry, am I too loud?
No, I had to.
No.
A little
We're
bit.
okay.
You were hurting my ears.
Yeah, sorry.
No
sorry,
problem.
sorry.
No problem.
But Alexa has, she does struggle working with faster wrestlers, like, for example, Becky Lynch. But Mickie James working at a slower pace actually helped her, and I thought they had a really good match.
Taker?
Yeah.
What you get?
That was a yawner match for me because it was so slow.
Okay.
I mean, yes, might as well say it. Yes, I'm old school. Yes, the matches I first saw were slow, but
I know the argument.
This was slower than matches back then, in my eyes. Okay.
Okay.
It's how much you're invested in the storyline. Like, I was invested in the storyline.
I could care less about Alexa Bliss. I've never liked the
fair
character
enough.
to begin with.
And therefore, you were not invested in the match. I was invested in the match, so I liked it.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair deal. Here's my take on this. Number one, psychologically speaking, and psychological wrestling wise, and also wrestling wise, these two actually put up a great show, and you're surprised. Yeah, number one.
That was more so my point. Yeah, that was more so my point.
Because here's the thing, storyline wise, like Beck said, the storyline moves are okay. It's great for this kind of matchup. Bliss played the nasty heel perfectly. James did well to generate a lot of empathy, a lot of sympathy for the babyface comeback. She generated pathos, as a good friend of mine would say. Of course, yes, I can see why Taker would hate it, because he said that the pacing of the story, the pacing of the wrestling is slow. Yes, true, because most of the intensity happens with the hard hitting, and then suddenly they'll rest for a bit, and then slowly pick themselves back up again, and then amp up the intensity, and then rest a little bit more. That I can see.
But one thing I can't understand, MDS, is this. Everybody hits the DDT, right?
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Okay, then why is that all of a sudden her finishing move and it's protected? Most people kick out from the DDT.
Don't ask me.
Yeah,
I got no answer.
I can't answer that, because here's the thing, though. You and I both know that back then the DDT was one of the most dangerous finishers of all time,
and it was protected for years. For Jake Roberts.
Yes.
But now it's as common as a freaking wrist lock.
Yep. It's a signature maneuver. It's a basic takedown move. And not many people actually rely on the DDT as a finishing maneuver. Some people in rare exceptions, like Mickie James, relies on it for her Mickey DT, which she calls her DDT. So there's that. It's just that you have to understand as well, as a veteran, you can't really change your moveset drastically.
Well, her biggest finisher was the Mick kick.
Yeah, because
she had the DDT as well.
She has the DDT as well.
That was a signature move, but she had the Mick kick was her ultimate finisher.
Yeah. Okay.
And as far as I know, that's still protected when she can hit it.
That's still.
And I will say this about Mickey's DDT: she jumps up and it's more impact, more force. So,
there's a little bit of style. There's a little bit of style with how you want to a little
bit more velocity.
Yeah. How do you want to do
more ferocity?
Yeah. Okay. It's just like how Steve Austin does his stunner, and Randy Orton does his ace cutter a little bit differently. So
yeah,
there's that too. So, but anyway, back to this point.
What Randy Orton hits is not you call it what, an ace cutter?
It was the ace cutter. It was from Johnny Ace. Because it was from Johnny Ace.
He calls
it's a variation.
Isn't it the RKO you're talking about?
Yeah, he calls it the RKO. Yeah, I call it the variation of the ace cutter, which he calls the RKO. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway,
We cleared that up.
Details, man, details.
Yeah, details. see how much detailed I can get sometimes. So there's that. Anyway, back to this point. Sure, this match has slow pacing because remember, even though Mickey James is experienced, she has lost a few steps or just one. But if I can say that both women came out from the match looking stronger, even with Mickey James looking defeated in this process, I think it's a good match. It's not a successful match. It's not a great one, but it did its job. And surprisingly, as the low bar expectations that I put earlier on, this came out okay.
Yeah, and Mickey cut a good promo afterwards.
Yeah,
you know,
she cut a good promo afterwards, which I think it's fine for what it is. You don't really have to do that. You could do that on Monday Night Raw before, but hey, that's nitpicking. I'm just gonna quickly move on to. I'm gonna quickly move on to Kalisto versus Enzo Amore for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Oh boy!
Oh boy! People are gonna hate me because I'm gonna say. People are gonna hate me before saying that this match is actually much better than the tag match because it does.
I'll give it that, but that's about all I'll give it.
Action-wise, you're so wrong, my friend. Action-wise. Storytelling I can give you.
Because you tend to forget that I love to watch some points of the stuff because of the story. And storyline-wise, Enzo being Muscles Marinara and stupidly stupid heel is awesome for me.
So. No, I get that. It's just I'm not invested in Enzo.
Are we getting Wiley Amore now?
Wait, what? Huh?
Are we getting Wiley Amore?
Probably. But
I'm waiting for him to have the sign that says, "Oh no!" Go up in the ring.
Shit. Or just walk into the ring holding SAWFT. Probably that.
I mean, that's even getting terrible. I'm getting sick of hearing that. I'm sick of hearing his voice.
People are misspelling it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but here's okay.
There's times with the W before the A and what. It's getting ridiculous at this point.
But I'll put this where credit's due, though. As much as that works, I love Kurt Angle's interpretation of that's not how you spell soft. So there's that. Anyway, wrestling match is terrible. Is shit.
Yeah.
Probably you can say that probably
wrestle. That's the problem. Enzo is someone who could sell getting his ass kicked all day long and every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Mm-hmm. But he can't, and I'm going to take a line that Freddie Blassie used to say. He can't tell a wristwatch from a wrist lock.
Kudos to Freddie Blassie for that one. Yes, I can agree on that one because here's the thing. Let's remember way back in NXT, Enzo Amore has been wrestling for about 3 or 4 years now?
Something like that.
I believe. Something like that, right? And as much as he is improved as a tag team division wrestler, he's not good.
A solo wrestler.
Yes, he sucks in a singles wrestler. I hate to put the 5-pound bag of shit where it's due. It's just that it's sad saying that Enzo Amore is a bad wrestler. Because as much as I would like to defend him with his mic work as well as the way that he can grate into people just because of the backstage story and whatnot, he sucks as a wrestler.
Okay, I'm going to steal a line from our friend of the show, Sal Cusimano, Don Sal. Mm-hmm. Get Enzo off my TV now.
Yep.
True. I mean,
he's got the same feeling when it comes to Bray Wyatt. Get Bray off my TV now.
But at least with Bray Wyatt, there's potential for him in a different capacity.
But Sal, he's already off the pay-per-view for now. But hey, okay, never mind. Your mileage may vary on that one. Clearly WWE. I mean, okay, clearly WWE still. He still WWE still feels that Enzo More is worth backing to because he cuts a great promo. Strong promos, just poor matches. So this is what we're gonna get. This is what we're gonna get going out from TLC. Because we're gonna. I hate to say it, but if we're gonna give him a chance, he has to show up. He has to show that he has more gumption on wrestling. Because you're not gonna. Of course, the argument is gonna go on for days about people with strong promos but weak wrestling background. As people with strong wrestling background but weak promo cutting doesn't really go far. So there is that. Other than that, this has entertainment value but suck at wrestling matches. At least it doesn't. At least it doesn't really. It doesn't really go off on wrong reasons. So with that, let's quickly move on to the first of the matchup that actually has the curtain, the quick call of switching people up. Finn Balor, who was supposedly had to fight against Bray Wyatt and Sister Abigail for one, is now faced with the prospect of actually facing his former Bullet Club member, AJ Styles, from SmackDown.
I don't think they were together on Bullet Club though. I don't think they were ever at the same time.
They weren't.
They were both part of Bullet Club, but they were part of it at different times.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'll still put credit
when AJ came in.
Yeah.
Who? Finn Balor?
Yeah, that's when he signed, and immediately AJ. And immediately AJ went to Japan.
Yep. When Fergal Devitt signed for NXT, he has to go into Performance Center and then have a little bit of rehab just to work on injury before showing up as Finn Balor. So that. I will put my nitpicking out for nitpicking's sake, and I would definitely say that this match is actually a dream match that happened.
Yeah.
Because way back in NJPW, you'd probably figure that both AJ Styles and Finn Balor should have faced off.
But they never did.
They never did because of timing issues, number one, being a major factor for that. But this delivered in a big way and
in spades. That match delivered in spades.
Yeah. This matchup suddenly became a must-see once Bray Wyatt was sent home because of illness and replaced with AJ Styles. Suddenly, a match that you dread to watch suddenly became a must-see. And I think that delivered, and I think that saved it. And
that saved the entire show.
Yeah.
Yep. And all the criticisms about Styles mailing in, Styles having lost a few steps or two, is gone.
He was tired
when he faced.
He was tired. He was 18 hours on a plane.
He was
for that show.
Yeah, he was number one, but number two, he delivered this one in spades. It just shows that if you give people quality opponents to face, they'll put out their A game.
Yep.
So that's one of the arguments. The other argument is that it's just that this is a dream match that should have happened. So of course you're gonna go put on an A plus match and give the audiences what they need. This is
match of the night
for you. Yeah.
For
sure. You, that is.
Yeah. I sat there. I was on the edge of my seat during that match because you couldn't. Yes, they're both faces. First of all.
Yep.
And you don't see that kind of matches very often.
Nope, not at all.
And I've seen comments about that match saying, "Oh, those two have no chemistry." The hell were they looking at? What the hell were they looking at? They have chemistry for days. They could run that program for 6 months and print money.
Absolutely.
Yep. Here's one of the best comments about it. They could have gone an hour going into the pay-per-view, and it's still going to be quite as entertaining. From the first minute to the 59th minute. For the 60th minute, even, for that matter.
They could have done an hour Broadway that night and made it good.
Yep.
Mhm.
You know,
Iron Man match, 60-man Iron Man match,
60-minute Iron Man match that ends in a draw.
and it's
Book
still
it
going to be going.
and book it for WrestleMania.
And is Meltzer gonna give it 5.5 stars?
He might break his scale on that one.
He might break his scale again just to give that one. Just to
He's
get.
not gonna give it 6 because it's not in Japan. But anyway,
He always has a little bit of bias with NJPW and Japanese wrestling as a whole. So
Well, Japanese
There's
wrestling to a point is a little bit
it's more his style. It's
Yeah.
more his
it's
style.
more his it's more his meat and more his forte when he's grading. So there's that probably. But of course,
like I said, a
back
match
to-
tonight.
their styles mesh perfectly. I don't know where they're saying that these two had low chemistry. I think their styles actually worked very well against one another. Fast, they're both fast. They're both agile. They both hit hard when time comes. So, while it didn't had a lot of build up because of circumstances and all that, it had a big fight feel. Somehow, it had a big fight feel.
It did.
Probably because we both know, all of us know that where these two came from, the history of where these two came from.
The
And probably-
NJPW dojo. That's it.
Yeah, and it elevated both of the statuses of these two people going into the match.
But
So-
the one of the greatest moments was after the match was over.
Oh, you're gonna go touch on the too sweet rule.
Yes, that was that. I mean, did you hear the crowd mark? I marked the hell out. I ain't, and I'm afraid to. I'm not afraid to admit it. I marked the hell out, going, "Holy shit, that's cool." It was.
It was really cool. It was really cool.
It was.
I mean, here's the thing: if you want to mark that late, people were chanting, "This is awesome!" even before these
no
two.
shit. Before they even
laid
locked up,
fist.
before they were even announced and locked up, they're chanting, "This is awesome." So you
Mhm.
know they heard that. You know when they were circling around, they go, "Well, we got to deliver now."
Mhm.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
absolutely.
I mean, I'm always the one who goes for the nitpicking rule, but I'll put my nitpicking aside and just watch this as a fan and say that this is a match that you must see because this is actually a dream match. And I do think that this is a dream match for a lot of people. AJ Styles versus either Finn Balor, Fergal Devitt, or Prince Devitt for that matter, way back in the NJPW. This is a match that you should watch just for
I bet Ghetto was pissed up as hell that he wasn't able to pull it off.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
You could hear Ghetto going, "Those sons of bitches, they're printing money off of two people I made. God damn it."
but Ghetto,
yeah.
AJ Styles isn't even made by you. AJ Styles was made by
TNA.
TNA.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yes, we have to admit it.
Yep.
I want to point out,
Jeff Jarrett, Dixie Carter got one thing right anyway.
One thing.
somewhat at least.
That's
I
AJ
wanna-
Styles.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to point out not a nitpick, but just the finish of
Mhm.
that match. Just Finn Balor, usually he hits the coup de grace and he doesn't put a lot of, because you can kill the guy when you stomp him.
Yep.
It's too hard, and he doesn't put a lot of force in it.
Yeah.
He stuck it. He
Yeah,
stuck
of
it on
course,
that.
because-
Oh my
AJ
god!
AJ grabbed his ankles if you look close to really sell.
I did not see that. I did not see that.
Yeah, he grabbed
That's-
he grabbed the back of his ankles to really sell the move. I mean, it
Yeah.
was beautifully done.
It was like
Everything in that match was so fluid that you couldn't. I watched it a second time just so I could see the subtle things that were being
Yeah.
done. And that was one thing I saw at the end, is that when he hit it, he had his arms, but he grabbed the back of his feet and his ankles and held them there for a few seconds. Dude, that
I
sold
saw
the-
that. I was like, oh,
That sold the move. That
my
sold the move
goodness.
beautifully.
Yeah.
Oh
It's the
my
difference
goodness.
between someone who you have little chemistry to against someone who you have great chemistry with.
Yeah.
The other person knows exactly how to work your finishing moves, to work your move pace by pace, and how to sell it perfectly. And AJ Styles did that wonderfully with Finn Balor. So selling off the coup de grace like that, and even letting Finn Balor put that extra impact on the coup de grace, it was beautiful. It was wonderful.
You know, almost as beautiful as Kyrie's elbow. That one was.
Yeah. On this occasion, it was.
I'm always gonna go with Kyrie's elbow, so that goes out the window.
I said about is beautiful.
You forget I'm biased with Kyrie Sane, so get out of here.
And here's Ghetto going, damn it, I lose money, damn it. I can hear him screaming all the way over here from about that match.
Probably.
Yep.
At least he's not yelling from next door on where I'm sitting. So there's that.
There's that.
Anyway.
Sorry, Ghetto, we love you to death. If you listen, we love you to death. Don't get us wrong. You know,
I love you to death. Please,
we pick on you. We pick on you because we care.
I love you lots because my girlfriend is watching NJPW. So if I piss her off, I'm gonna piss you off. So in a sense, I'm gonna quickly move on, sweep this under the rug, and let's move on to the main event of the whole thing. Where actually, in actuality, where the pay-per-view itself is built tables, ladders, and chairs match. This is the only tables, ladders, and chairs match that happened. Seth Rollins, Kurt Angle, and Dean Ambrose versus Kane, Sheamus, Cesaro, Miz, and Braun Strowman. I'm not gonna call them this Shield because Roman Reigns is missing. So Seth Rollins, Kurt Angle, and Dean Ambrose. Done. Quite possibly my personal favorite match because both of the spectacle and the entertainment value of it all. Number one. And number two, I like how they worked. I like how they worked with Kurt Angle's impediment because we know we both. I liked how everyone worked around it with Kurt Angle, especially when they know that Kurt Angle has a history with his neck injury and how they worked with it. Even though the logical action was to take him out early and then let Kurt Angle leave early and then come back a little bit later on, I'm not against it. I'm not against it. The way it was done, if you noticed, and here again, me looking at the little intricacies of the match. You know, and Braun has always been very safe when he does that power slam on anybody. Yep. He always makes sure he has their head and neck under his arm to protect them. And the way he landed that one, he took most of the force on his arms when he hit it to protect Kurt. And you know, despite the fact that there have been people out there that he goes out there to hurt people, you know, i.e.
Who did he injure though?
Brock Lesnar. You know, the way the match was going in the triple threat with Brock Lesnar, him, and Roman.
And Joe.
And Joe. That's a fatal four-way, correct. And he was basically sent out there to hurt Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And then to see him do something like this with a guy who had a bad neck and protect him, how can you say that about him now?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I won't really go against that. It's just it's a good way of taking out Kurt Angle a little bit early, just to save his few more mileage for laters and all that. So, in a sense, it's a fun, chaotic match. Logic goes out the window, of course. Evidently, when Booker T was actually yelling, Kane has his own agenda coming into this match, and we don't know what it is, what the agenda actually is. That one actually caught me laughing. So that was one.
I think Booker broke kayfabe by accident there.
Probably, but it's a hilarious moment for me because we actually don't know what Kane's intentions was, because
one thing we got to see happen, and I have been waiting to talk about this in that main event. Ringside announce tables. The one that always gets destroyed is the Spanish announce table. It's never been the German table until TLC. The German announce table got destroyed.
Yay!
Finally, for the very first time that I can remember at any pay-per-view.
Actually, I think it happened once. I don't remember when it was. Last year, Lepsy was like marking out when this happened.
Oh, Lepsaxy. Okay. No,
Lepsaxy, yeah, she was marking out like all hell when it happened. I don't remember what show it was though. I may have to ask her.
Wait a minute. WrestleMania, the Hell in a Cell match.
WrestleMania Hell in a
Not last year.
No.
Shane.
Yeah, the one with Shane. He went through the German table.
I don't think that was the German one.
Yeah, it was the German table.
How do you know that?
Is it on WrestleMania? The one where he faced the Undertaker?
Yes, I believe that was it.
I may have to check.
All
that
I
out
know is that it's for.
Or I'll just ask. I'll just ask Flip.
The table has not been destroyed until it was.
Let me check one second.
At TLC.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Hey.
Messaging Lepsy?
No.
I'm not. Anyway, I'm not gonna do that right now. But okay, as he scurries out to check, let's go. As he scurries out to check, of course, the biggest moment for me is actually Kurt Angle coming back in, because remember, when Kurt Angle was introduced, he came in wearing Shield gear along with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, he was wearing a black T-shirt and black pants when he came back.
Yeah,
he was not wearing a Riot vest.
No, yeah, number one. Number two, he came out with metal. So that was one big pop.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the more big pop moments. Number one. Of course, Angle, Ambrose, and Rollins hitting a triple powerbomb of the Miz. That one is actually the other big pop moment.
Oh no, there were two more.
Which okay, at two more for me.
The backflip, he backflipped
moonsault. The moonsault?
No. He backflipped Cesaro first.
Oh wait, he
Sheamus went to bro kick him. He moved. He angle slammed Sheamus, and then he angle slammed Cesaro through a table.
Yeah. Okay. That one actually.
And at that point, by that time, Kane and Braun were killing each other somewhere else.
Yeah. And poor Dean Ambrose, though, it took a lot of the heels 2 tries to send Ambrose through a table, and poor Dean Ambrose, because
I felt bad for him.
Yeah, he got concussed on the table again.
That had to hurt.
Yeah, that had to hurt. Number one. And then, of course, the questionable point for me is, why did Kane actually flip against Braun Strowman, and then suddenly Strowman coming back, just fighting off against the heels, and then suddenly getting stuffed into a garbage truck, and
which I found to be hilarious.
Yeah. Questionable. Hilarious. Funny for me, because at that time.
Is there an injury with Braun that we don't know about?
No, probably, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think so, because number one, and number two, it must stink to be inside there. It must stink. It had to stink terribly inside there. I don't know. Of course, the bigger question is, are we seeing Braun Strowman actually slowly turning face on that one? Or
he already is a face. He already is a face by the crowd.
He already is. Yeah, he already is getting babyface cheers.
It's kind of a face in the same way Nikki Cross is a face.
Yeah, in a sense, because they're building it quite organically. But
it was an organic. It's an organic change. It's an organic face change. The crowd is demanding it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But the wrap up from this is that it's chaotic. There's a lot of big spots. It's absurd with all the switching from Kane actually being heel and then suddenly attacking Braun, and then Braun suddenly attacking back Kane, and then all that doo-doo dada. And then we thought that it would be a lot of absurdities, but the action actually had enough going just to carry forward the event, save all the tables, ladders, and chair-centric action for this bout and all that. And we keep seeing big moment after big moment after big moment after big moment, which is always a fun stuff to see. The biggest question that I have is that who knows what this would have looked like if Reigns was healthy at that time.
Oh my God!
If Roman Reigns had been healthy, if Roman Reigns was cleared to wrestle.
Get well, Roman.
Yeah. But I think, yeah. But I think this version as well, Angle with Rollins and Ambrose is one hell of a ride in and all of itself.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially the backstage segment. You hear this to discuss strategy. He goes, "No, we're not here to do that, Kurt. We're here to tell you, you're in. You're all the way in." And they hand him the riot vest.
Of
The
course.
pop the crowd got the game when they did that.
Mhm.
They had to.
Yep.
That was amazing.
Yep.
I mean, they built this through the show beautifully.
Yeah, I agree. And here's
That's the only way. That's the only way they could do it.
Of course.
Yep.
And here's the thing. You and I, both you and I, Taker, we've already had this epiphany last week.
Yeah.
And we already had this epiphany, but I'll put this again. I'll put this into object again.
By the way, I used those new glasses on this pay-per-view.
Oh, really? You did?
Yes.
How does it feel?
Different. But I
Okay.
understood a lot more. So there's that.
Okay. I mean, here's the thing. Let's put in this case. This pay-per-view has a lot of things for a lot of variety of people. If you want wrestling comedy, there's wrestling comedy in the form of Elias versus Jason Jordan. Some might not like it, but hey, it's not tailored to you. It's tailored to these people who love wrestling comedy, of course.
Captain Underpants.
Yeah, Captain Underpants, of course. If
Sorry.
you love, if you love wrestling in its purest form, where two people just out wrestle each other, you have that with
$10
Finn Balor
AJ Styles.
There you go. It might not
My kind of match.
it might not appeal to the ones who love storytelling because there's no story building up coming in, who loved detailed stories, intricate storylines being weaved. But again,
Yeah, but
it's
I
not
love
for you.
storytelling and I love the match.
it does hit a chord for you because you love the match because it's wrestling matches.
Can I say something about that too?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Sometimes a match doesn't need a story.
Yeah, also
it
that.
It can tell its own story in the ring. And that's what the
Absolutely.
Finn Balor AJ Styles match did. It told its own story in the ring.
Absolutely.
And it had a beginning, a middle, and an end. And it was done flawlessly. Absolutely flawlessly.
Mhm.
Those are the kinds of matches I like.
All right.
Of course. Yeah. I totally agree. Of course, if you like a little bit of story to your wrestling, of course you have that. And I might be the minority on this one. Alexa Bliss and Mickey James.
No, I also
Those
like
have-
this match a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, I also like this match a lot.
Those like stories. Those have stories as well as good wrestling, but more on story, of course. Well, and of course, if you're the kind who likes big spectacles, chaos, sanity, and disorder, and all that, you have that one, not the last one. So is that? So there's my take on the whole thing. To me, even with my low bar and lowest expectations, I'd still give this probably a solid B. Okay, because Styles Balor held it up. The main event held it up. James Bliss held it up as well. The only thing that actually brought it down a little bit was the cruiserweights. So to me, that's that. And that's just about it, I think. That's just about it from my end.
I would give it a solid B, maybe a B plus for a pay-per-view overall.
Even with your lowered expectations, even with the whole
With the lowered expectations. I mean, I wasn't expecting much and got 100 times more than I expected.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say about the same B, maybe B minus. I would say because there was some stuff that bored me, but overall, pretty good show. Overall, I had fun. You know, and that's what you want. You want to have fun.
Yep, I agree.
When you go and watch wrestling.
Okay, so
It turned out to be a real fun card. I'll have to say that.
it turns out what seems to be a shit show headed for disaster somehow turned out to be a glorious setup, even despite everything that's gonna happen. But anyway, that was our take on TLC. I surprisingly enjoyed it. I hope that you guys enjoyed it too. Yep. Both you, Taker, and you, Bex, and of course people who are listening. actually enjoyed it, even though initially you're going in feeling that this is a mishmash of a matchup. There are some nitpicks. There are, of course, every single matchup has nitpicks, but who knows? Ooh, and just for those of you fans who love New Japan Pro Wrestling, coming up tonight, you live from Korakuen Hall, you have Super Junior Tag Tourney 2017 quarterfinals, of course.
Yes.
Uh,
Plug NJPW. I think we were knocking ghetto. We might as well plug NJPW.
Considering, of course.
Considering he might send 1,000 samurai shippers to your front door.
He's gonna send it first to Sal rather than send it to me, so that's gonna be a
Sal's an NJPW mark.
Okay, but here's the thing. Just for you guys who are actually interested in NJPW, and of course, my partner actually tries to let me plug in a few NJPW. So this is what I'll try to do. Super Junior Tag Tourney 2017 has reached its quarterfinals. It's going to be on October 29th, which is on my end is today. It's coming up tonight, later on tonight. So there's that. 4 of these matches are going forward on the quarterfinals. Tiger Mask or Jushin Thunder Liger versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Taichi Takamichinoku versus ACH and Ryosuke Taguchi. Those 2 are going to be up for now.
Okay.
So
speaking of, remember I brought up Halloween Havoc earlier.
Yep.
About the match with Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio. Yep.
That was the 3rd match on the card that night. The first match that night was Yuji Nagata with Sonny Ono versus Ultimo Dragon.
Oh, I remember that one.
And the second match, believe it or not, we were just talking about the gentleman, is Gedo versus Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I completely forgot that Gedo once worked for WCW.
Well, they had a working agreement with the
NJPW.
They had a working agreement with NJPW. Yes.
Back when NJPW wasn't really as famous as it is now.
Yeah.
So they did.
That's 2 strong matches to start the card off.
Yep. And then you had that match.
Then you had the title versus mask match 3rd. Let me see what the whole card was. I can run that off real fast.
The main event was Hollywood Hogan versus Roddy Piper, which was a shit show like few. It
was Hogan Piper in a cage was the main event.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But okay.
Right.
Let's see. Okay, following the mask title match was Steve McMichael versus Alex Wright.
Oh my God.
And then they had, let's see, Jesus. Disco Inferno versus Jacqueline in a intergender match.
Back when intergender matches are a thing, and actually a good thing rather than a bad thing.
Yeah. So Jacqueline was the first one.
Then they had one of the first times. Then they had one of the first times that they ever faced one another in WCW. Ric Flair versus Kurt Hennig for the U.S. title.
That sounds nice. That sounds nice.
Then they had Scott Hall with 6. This is NWO stuff with versus Lex Luger.
Okay.
Okay. Macho Man. Then Savage versus Page. And we all know what the main event was.
I remember that one. That was great. That's
a stacked card.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. Anyway, considering that you guys are already talking about Halloween Havoc,
those matches you had that main event. Oh my God. Yep. And then the next year, Hogan topped it.
Fine.
On the shit show scale with the Warriors.
Let's get back on task here.
Yeah. Let's just put it like this. Considering that it's close to Halloween and it's close, even though we're gonna plug on Match of the Week as well. Let's just put in Halloween Havoc as something that you guys should watch for all your listeners. If you haven't really watched it,
Halloween Havoc 1997.
Yes, there you go.
Match, yeah.
Great card. Like I said, I watched Eddie and Ray last night while I was at work, and I forgot how riveted to my seat I was when I watched it the first time, and the same damn thing happened to me last night. And that's 30 years ago.
Yep.
That's quite a long time.
Yep.
And to me, that was like what? 10 years ago? 2 years ago? 10 years ago? 20 years ago. 20 years ago.
No, this
Were
is
you born
20
back
years
then?
ago. Excuse me, 20 years ago. You're correct. I misspoke. You
That was
were
20
what?
years ago.
You were what? 9?
9. 9.
Oh, wow. I was 4.5.
And I was 43. So
Nice.
You trump us all by a mile.
anyway, that's it. Got the network this weekend because it would be the weekend it would go. Would probably be tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead and do it. I mean, it would be great to watch. It's just I have a wild ass idea for Cage Side that maybe they should do a retro Halloween Havoc with this show as tomorrow night live thread where they can talk about it.
Probably.
That would be awesome.
Who knows what would it? Yeah, who knows? Considering the fact that it is close to Halloween. Number one, Halloween is going to fall on
something that just occurred
Tuesday.
to me. Tuesday, Smackdown is going to be on Halloween.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh-oh. I don't know about that show. We might
Let's
get
talk
a little bit of a
Raw
wacky
real
show.
quick, guys. We've been at this for
2 hours.
We're actually having about 2 hours, so
I'll go to the end. I'm feeling fine. I'll go to the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just have to. I had 3 cups of coffee, so I'll probably have to take some stuff to go to sleep.
Good decision.
I'm not going to have any alcohol. I'll be taking sleeping pills today.
Of course not.
Don't have any. I'm out.
Of course
All right,
not.
let's talk about Raw.
We're already dried off. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's do this in a quick style fashion. What do you like? What do you don't you like on Raw? Let's start with what don't you like on Raw this week.
I didn't like
Taker?
Kane's, I didn't like Kane's promo.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't make any sense to me, but I understand what they're trying to do. But where does the rumor out there right now with Kane is that Roman's supposed to end him, like he ended Undertaker. That still hurts to say.
Easy.
I'm fine. I'll be fine.
Okay.
But where does Braun fit into all of this? That's my question. Where does Braun fit into this? Unless they're switching the game up, we're going to have Braun and Kane. Which
probably.
Initially, I believe, to be perfectly honest with you, my own opinion here is that was the initial plan with Taker, but he was so busted up that they decided to use Roman, who had a little bit more experience in the ring and could, carry him better.
Yeah.
Because Braun is still new and young, and I don't think he can carry a wrestler that was that broken down.
I agree. But wouldn't that mean that if, and this is a big if what the rumors are flying is that this is going to be Kane's retirement match. Are they actually building Kane versus Strowman for Kane's retirement match?
We don't know. There's no real storyline there yet.
And it doesn't look like he's about to retire. I mean, he just
if he wins the election, he'll have to. If he wins the election, he's going to have to.
That is true. That is true. I'm just saying.
He's running for mayor in some county in Tennessee.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He's
he
running.
Just doesn't look. Yeah,
He's running for mayoral candidate from Knox County, Tennessee.
Correct.
And I'll touch on that later. What were you gonna say, Bex?
I'm just saying, like, it looks wise. I mean, Taker did look like he was done at WrestleMania.
He got old. He got old.
Yeah, he got
very
old.
fast.
Kane just destroyed Finn Balor. I mean, why would he retire at this point?
Politics, man. Politics. He'll have a full-time job.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. It's just it doesn't look like. And I don't think it's when is the election?
Can't really say for sure. Probably about the end of December. By the end of December, I can't remember.
No, he's still got a little bit of time. He's still got a little bit of time at least until then. So, yeah, him squashing Finn Balor, I was like, wow.
Yeah, they just they had all this goodwill with Finn Balor and AJ, and they just destroyed it all.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I get what they're trying to do with Kane, but why Finn Balor?
True. That's just That's a good argument. Yes, I have no answer for that because I agree. Why should you feed Kane Finn Balor, who just 24 hours after TLC and after putting on an A+ match with AJ Styles, being put as being cannon fodder for Kane?
Yeah.
It's questionable. It's not logical. It's out of your mind. Kind of mind-boggling for that.
I would dare say it was stupid.
Yeah, you can say it's stupid. No worries at all. And to me personally, I feel listening to Kane coming up with stuff to describe what he did at Strowman at TLC was okay, but I can't really wrap my head around him saying that when I know in the back of my mind that he's Glenn Jacobs, I don't know, independent or Republican?
I think he's a Republican.
Yeah, he's a Republican candidate for mayoral candidate for Knox County, Tennessee.
He's got Daniel Bryan trying to get people to vote for him.
Yeah, this is the mayor. This is the mayor candidate. He's wrestling people. So it pulls out my suspension to disbelief. Jesse Ventura entered the whole thing during the tail end of his career. We don't know whether Kane is. We don't know whether Kane is actually saying that he's in the. But anyway, that's one. Leading to that, of course. Why in the bluest of blue hells is Finn Balor putting Kane over? Why?
I don't know.
Other than to build
in a squash match, no less.
Yeah, agreed. Other than to build credibility for Kane, what excuse would WWE have to sacrifice Balor in this spot?
That was a misfight, for sure.
There's none.
I have a line.
Go ahead. Say a line. Say the line.
Why, pal? Because fuck you, that's why.
I should have known. I should have known.
They hate money. Anyway.
Fine, Vince needs
makes
money.
money for me, goddammit. If I want him over, he goes over.
Because it's weird because the WWE stock is higher than ever or something like that. They're like $2 billion.
And yet they're losing money. Go figure that one out. That's why they cut the pyro. They're letting people go.
I don't think they're gonna let anyone go. I'm just saying.
Like I said earlier on in the show. Taker, like I said earlier on in the show, Vince is desperate to get money. He'll get money even from furries as well.
Please stop that. I got such a bad visual of that shit.
I was gonna bring this up in a different way. It's like
you need to get out of that realm, okay, MDS?
Fine, I'll exit the kinky realm of I don't know.
Thank you.
They make so much. They make so much money. Like they make $2 billion or whatever. They just can't give a little bit of a raise or something to the women. Like it's crazy. I mean, like I saw an article and stuff, and like some of the top women are getting paid less than Enzo, or less than the Ascension, or like those people. Like what? And no one has like merch sales percentages or something like that. Not at all. Like Sasha Banks has like 50 different merch items, and she makes nothing out of them.
And yet Alicia Fox has only one shirt, and that one shirt looks hideous. And that one shirt portrays her as a fox.
No, it portrays her as crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy as a fox. And that also portrays her as a furry fox as well. Hate to bring it back to you, Taker, but it is what it is. It's a sexy.
Like I said, I keep getting a horrid visual of a freaking Winnie the Pooh. Okay. Believe me, I've seen some weird shit in my life. All right.
I trust you in that one, and believe me, I've seen some weirder shit. You forget that this country is.
I forget that NJPW has a wrestler that had a rubber sex doll and got it over. Okay.
Yep.
And this is true, Bex. This is absolutely true.
I've seen that. I believe
you. Know, and it also brings up the conversation about Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, who would be the one to get Daryl over here? That is the biggest question that nobody can seem to answer.
Nobody seemed to have a concrete answer on who to agree on. That's why.
No,
I'm not
as
sure.
I've heard
I'm
about
not sure
20
there's
different
any.
names, it's like, nope, I don't think so.
I'm not sure there's anyone like Takahashi. I don't know.
They need. The funny thing about it is that wouldn't it be funny as hell as he showed up here with Daryl?
Yeah.
He showed up with Daryl is gonna be funny. Yeah.
I will say, as far as like,
look at. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Look at the tag team down in NXT. Digressing a little bit here.
Okay.
Street Profits. They've got a freaking solo cup over. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, you're
Well,
right.
It's a goddamn solo cup.
Bianca Belair is not the only one in that family who's actually talented and charismatic.
Yeah, I forgot. Montez Ford and Bianca Belair are one and the same.
Are engaged.
Are engaged together.
They're engaged.
That's why.
Yes, they are. But the solo cup. I mean, you can buy it. You can buy it at the WWE shop, for Christ's sake.
It worked.
And that's priced for about what? $10?
I think it's $10. Yeah, something like that.
$10. Yeah.
And I was gonna mention with the Street Profits, you meant Taker. You mentioned like you get visions of Winnie the Pooh in your mind or something like that.
Trust me, you don't want to know.
Yeah, talking about the Battle Royal. I mentioned the Battle Royal to you earlier. That was last night. You know, there was like Lacey Evans, the former Marine, was dressed up like Montez Ford.
Yes, I
that
know.
one was for Halloween thing at Sanford.
I know. I'm just saying. I know. And Rhea Ripley was Angela Dawkins with the bandana and what have you.
I saw the picture and I left my ass off because that picture I saw had Nikki Cross as No Way Jose.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler as Darth Vader.
Shayna Baszler as Darth Vader. I saw that short video. I was like, oh, this is only Shayna Baszler could pull it off because she's tall enough. She's tall enough. I mean,
she's serious enough to pull it off.
She's serious enough. Yeah.
Did you see that show that she did to Riddick Moss?
It did. Although I think Shayna was laughing her ass off from behind the mask.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they were all having fun. That's all it was. Was a bunch of people, a bunch of kids having fun as kids.
Liv Morgan dressed up like a baby with a Stitch doll and stuff. That was
which actually is quite literally true because she is literally a baby.
And she's also a big Lilo and Stitch fan.
Not the youngest though.
She is a Lilo and Stitch fan. So.
She's not the youngest though in NXT. Not by a long shot.
No, she's not. No, she's not. But she's basically the tiniest.
No,
but anyway,
she's not very small.
But anyway, let's
get back to Raw.
Okay, anything that you guys don't particularly like about this week?
I did that already.
Yeah, I know. Anything else?
Enzo running it now. Get Enzo off my fucking TV. Forever.
I will say, the guys pulling him out and he was like rigid. That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny at least. I was not because you mentioned Alicia Fox. She beat Sasha Banks and Bailey to become team captain for Raw and what have you. And like,
what the hell is that? I completely forgot about that.
What the hell? Yeah, what the hell this is Sasha Banks and Bailey have been booked to the ground so much that the crowd joined up with Alicia Fox and actually cheered for her instead of the other two.
I guess
that's
so.
what happened.
I think that's what happens. I don't know.
I can't really Bailey taking pins left and right and everywhere. That's what happens.
We have a thing here on this show. So you're saying Sasha is now in the Bailey file?
Not quite, because at least she was not the one getting pinned. But
no, it always is Bailey. It's always Bailey the one's eating the pin.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: Bailey's the iconic one going into the Bailey files. God damn it, the file is named after her. But
that's our file name for it anyway.
Yeah, but I don't think Sasha Banks has the right to be put inside the file just yet. She's not really exactly being buried or anything like that, number one. And number two, we have to remember that even though the rumors are already gone about 4 horsewomen against 4 horsewomen, they're already starting to build it.
They're talking about for WrestleMania now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which does not make any sense to me at all.
I know it doesn't. It's just that, okay.
They
But
need the
wait,
attraction from Mania.
But I'm asking WWE to use something they don't have.
Brain.
Sense.
They have plenty dollars, but no sense.
I mean, at least here's the thing. For that match, for the triple threat match, Alicia Fox won a match. Not only she did win a match, she's now the face of Team Raw for Survivor Series. At least that's something.
Yeah.
At least that's saying something much.
Is it possible she ends up like Nikki Bella last year? Gets taken up before the match. Because Nikki Bella was team captain for SmackDown and did not get to wrestle.
Probably, but knowing Alicia Fox's ability, I think she could go a little bit far than Nikki Bella.
At least there was one good captain for the women's teams. At least I will say that.
Of course, I'd rather watch Alexa Bliss lead, considering that she's the champion. But considering the fact that she's already being built to face Natalia for Survivor Series, okay, fine, I'll accept that. So does that
another
also mean
last match? But I like Natty anyway.
Never mind.
I like Natty.
Yeah. But does this mean that Dana Brooke and Asuka, or even Emma for that matter, slips into the role quite nicely, considering the fact that Dana Brooke and Emma actually ran away from the oncoming SmackDown crowd?
I don't know about Dana, because Dana has actually become like a meme at this point. Like even when WWE is making fun of you for running away, yeah. And I look at that, I was like, why? What about Emma and Alexa? They ran away as well. Why are you not mocking them?
Probably, yeah, agree. But okay, let's talk about this.
I'm on Dana's side on that one. I'm on Dana's side on that one. I'm just saying.
Okay, but okay, fine. Let's talk about this segment then. Of course, the end of the show segment where SmackDown invades. Taker.
Yeah.
I got good news for you.
What's that?
Becky Lynch turned heel.
You could say that.
On Raw is a heel.
On technicality, yes, I can say that. Becky Lynch turned heel.
It ain't the heel turn I want, but
fucking finally. I've been waiting for fucking ever.
So have I, but the thing about it is it's not a full heel turn because she was baby on Tuesday.
I know.
Good Lord have mercy.
I know. But still, in my book, Becky Lynch turned heel.
The thing is, I'm afraid if they turn her heel, full heel, she's going to act like Sammy in the beginning, which was asinine.
I'll say this. If Sammy's going to turn heel, anyone can turn heel at this point.
Yeah, let's turn everyone heel. Who's the face? I don't fucking know.
At this point, I'm actually calling for Bayley to turn heel at this point because at least she won't be booked to the ground.
We're waiting for her to turn heel. That's it.
I called for that months ago.
We're waiting for that.
Boy, have I gotten shit for that.
Yeah, it's a long story for that one, I think.
For wanting Bayley to turn heel.
It's not I want her to turn heel, but
I mean, Jesus Christ, she was a great heel in the Indies, for God's sake.
Yes,
I watched some of her stuff. I mean, that was when she was what? Rose? What the hell was her name?
Davina
Rose.
Davina Rose. And she was brilliant as a heel. Brilliant.
I agree.
Yeah. She was not a heel on Shimmer, though. That she was at like local promotions more so.
She was entering Shimmer. She was a face. Outside from Shimmer, she was a heel. So that.
Seen her work those parking lot shows for $10 and being
she was a heel. She was heel.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But here's my take on this going forward. People are gonna say that that last segment was wonderful because wonderful, excellent, awesome. I have a little bit of nitpick. Number one, Shane McMahon, who's one of the baby faces for SmackDown, coming in, returning from injury following his Hell in a Cell performance with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I'm sorry for bringing that up again. He returns back from that, coming into Raw as a heel, pulling leading a renegade band of attackers that included baby faces. Like I said, New Day, AJ Styles, who recently came back from facing Finn Balor as a face in Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, comes back as a heel. Becky Lynch turned heel as well. Bobby Roode
was there.
At one point, she led the charge down the ramp.
Yep. I was actually making fun, mocking, and going, "Oh, you guys are gonna so get it. I'm now heel."
She was enjoying it.
Yep.
That's
my nitpick. Every single person there who was supposedly a babyface on SmackDown automatically now flipped heel.
Well, they're going with the idea that SmackDown is the heel brand on Raw, and Raw is the heel brand on SmackDown.
Okay, fine, but
which is stupid, but it kind of makes sense at the same time.
Well, not really, because back when this is the second time they've done a brand split, and they did things similar during that time.
Okay.
You would have invasions. You would have invasions of either Raw going on to SmackDown or SmackDown going to Raw, and invading and kicking the shit out of everybody. That was normal.
You misheard what I said. I said it doesn't make sense, but it also does make sense. Like it does not make sense that heels and faces should be together.
Okay,
but it also makes sense because they're going to another brand.
Okay.
Somebody brought Legend Lover just brought up a point to me too. Remember the Nexus? The original Nexus? Yeah. They were all from the NXT series then.
Yeah.
They didn't get the contracts, but they came in and they completely destroyed Raw. And when I say destroyed, ripped the ring apart, tore the desks up, beat the shit out of everybody. Cole got damn near strangled. That cost Daniel Bryan his job for a while. Because
that was Justin Roberts. That was Justin Roberts.
Yeah, Justin Roberts.
But still.
Still the same thing.
What Daniel Bryan did
just like correction
cost him his job.
Initially for
2 months. For 2 months.
Yeah, when he had to come back and be,
face.
He had to suffer. He had to eat plates and plates of shit for a long time because of that. So it's really no different. Granted, they didn't destroy the ring and expose the boards and, tear up the canvas and all that other shit. They just basically jumped everybody, kayfabe beat the shit out of them and left them laying on the floor and left.
But to me, I think, it still doesn't really.
I enjoyed every minute of it.
Okay. I like that you do. Just that for me, I think why would they be so intent on doing what they did right now? Because it didn't really expand it on SmackDown. They didn't really explain what happened. The only thing that we have is with the Twitter post by all the SmackDown stars going #under siege. So there's that. The most that I get was they're doing things for the sake of doing it, telling no stories, making no sense. That's it. Of course, me saying this would kind of like bash the internet's marks a little bit, because the internet fans, will still drooling over the possibility of an Attitude Era revival. We'll eat this up like it's shit. So I'm just lost. Even if we go quickly on touching on SmackDown, of course, right now.
We can move on to SmackDown because we've covered everything on Raw that we like to dislike. So let's go to SmackDown then.
Okay, SmackDown. They didn't really explain about their attack on Raw. They didn't really tell it the way it is.
Well, no, I beg to differ with you, MDS, because in the back, they had the confrontation between Daniel Bryan and Shane saying, well, why did you? I thought we were a team. Why did you do this? I didn't know anything about it. And Shane said, we were sending a message, plain and simple. That's the whole storyline.
What was the message? What was the message, Taker?
We're coming to kick your ass at Survivor Series, plain and simple.
Then why? Yeah. Then why didn't
we could do it anytime we want. We can kick your ass anytime we want.
Okay.
And we've just proved it. That's how I'm seeing it. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not saying that you're wrong, but to me, I think Shane would have just said it plain and simple. We're delivering a message that we're better than you, then we're coming after you. Wouldn't that be a much more simpler way to go for it?
That's basically what I said.
Yeah.
If you listen to I said that we kick your asses anytime we want. That's basically saying we're coming for you and we're going to kick your ass at Survivor Series.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, fair enough.
They played up the paranoia of SmackDown coming back and attacking them, and they kept showing doors that were closed.
Yeah,
all
true.
that shit. You know,
because that is actually agreeable because the looming threat of an invasion by Raw didn't lead to anything. So
right, but rumor has it it's going to happen. Raw's going to invade SmackDown the Tuesday before Survivor Series.
Rumor has it, yeah. But yeah, they're going to play this off, and then pop. There's one. But like I said, as always, I love to nitpick, so that's one nitpick of me because to me, he could have been very direct or just don't do the whole confrontation with Daniel Bryan. Just say it out. Just make a first segment, first 10-minute segment, stating why he did it, why he sent the people on SmackDown on Raw and attack. That's it. And as for things that I don't like, I don't know whether I'd say that there's things that I don't like because I enjoyed this week's SmackDown. To be honest with you,
I mean, both Raw and SmackDown were pretty good all in all.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
It was a fun show.
The only downer for me was again Dolph Ziggler, of course. That's the only downer for me.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the 2 out of 3 falls match between Rude and Ziggler next week.
Hopefully, it's a good match. Hopefully.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you right now, Rude in the first match. Now they're saying they had another one. I don't remember seeing one between them.
Mm-hmm. I think last week.
I must have missed it because I don't remember seeing it. But anyway, I go back.
It was short. It was short and like nothing.
In a 2 out of 3 falls match, I could see Rude carrying Dolph because Dolph, I'm sorry, his skill set is very, very limited. Always has been, always will be. You know, his gimmick of not having a gimmick just isn't working for me.
Yeah, I do agree on that one.
I think he loses this match, and then he winds up going back down to NXT to reboot into something else.
You think his contract running out though?
I'd see his contract running out and just leaving once his contract is ended. I think.
Yeah, because to me,
I think Dolph Ziggler already has his run.
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler's stale as hell.
He already has a solid run already. He already made his mark. He already has become World Heavyweight Championship on few occasions, and he's already made a shit ton of money. So if he leaves until his contract is finished, why not? He already has done what he wanted to do in wrestling, in WWE as a whole. If he wanted to venture out from WWE, it's fine.
But he's no Cody Rhodes.
Yes. Unfortunately, he's no Cody Rhodes.
He will wind up being like Jack Swagger and others that have left WWE looking for greener pastures in the Indies, and pardon the expression, stepping on the crank with the old golf shoes.
Okay, fair enough. But like I said earlier on, aside from that small downer with Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, poor Dolph Ziggler, I don't see anything that I dislike about the show. Praise be to the gods of wrestling. Becky Lynch suddenly won this week's matchup and suddenly is the captain of SmackDown.
She won a semi-important match for once in her life.
Yes.
And we already saw the women's team for SmackDown because they were all in the match for captaincy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
it's a fun team. They got
Becky, Charlotte, Carmella, Naomi, and Tamina.
And Tamina actually showed up, did a little bit of extra work.
Like I said, Tamina, I'm telling you guys, Tamina is an untapped talent. That's never been booked properly since she got there.
Problem is she's 39 with bad knees.
Yes, we know
How much
that.
can you do with her at this point?
We know that. Yeah.
How much can you do with her at this point?
You know, but
I mean, she can be a good heavy bodyguard and whatever, but
that's all she's
not
ever
much.
really been.
Well, she should have had a run earlier when she had good knees.
She should have.
Yeah.
She should. But I think
it had a lot to do with her dad and the problems he was having. They didn't want to draw attention to it.
I'm not even talking about like last year or 2 years ago. I'm talking about like 2011, 2012.
I think it's still there as well.
I think with Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, I think that's also there as well. I believe because there is a few moments where she looks lost and probably
well, I can say how many times did Jimmy look lost in the ring?
Oh,
he
that's
was
true.
Lost quite often, but he was
That's
so
true.
over.
That's actually true. He does sometimes his matches can come up a little bit lost, but
and they fall short.
And they fall short. But yeah, but I think in this case they also kind of like passed the boat on a little bit too soon with Tamina as well. We can definitely put Tamina in the same vein as Natalya earlier on because WWE definitely missed the boat on Natalya.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
You and I have talked that. You and I have beat that horse to death, and why should we beat it anymore?
True. But hey, like I said,
I still catch grief for it.
Yes, but do we care? I don't think we care because
I give zero fucks what other people think.
Exactly. It's opinions. If you don't like opinions, fine. It's your call. But anyway, I think this week's Raw and SmackDown, even though we don't really talk about it that much, it's actually quite entertaining. There's not much. That's not much to be argued with. There's not much to be talked about with. There's only a few nitpicks in between both of the shows this week. Even NXT has a little bit of nitpicks, but I enjoyed NXT as well. Hopefully Taker enjoyed NXT. Bex, you hopefully enjoyed NXT. Of course, I think you enjoyed NXT. You talked about it at length in the first hour. So there's that. Anyway. Anyway, guys, hate to break it up to you, but we are wrapping so close. So
we're coming up on 2.5 hours. Jesus H. Christ, yeah. I made it.
We made it. But anyway.
And Bex, you were right when you said that to me this morning, and I'm like, I don't know if I could go.
He actually did go. He actually did go.
I told you we were gonna talk a lot today.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. But anyways, okay. Considering the fact that we have already talked a lot, let's keep up. Let's keep up with appearance and wrap this up. Give me the go home cue and all that. This has been episode 18 of Shootin' the Breeze. Thank you guys so much for actually listening in on a Saturday. I know it's kind of an early shoe-in because this is happening a little bit rapidly on my end because it's mostly me. I apologize for this.
No need to apologize. Everybody was well aware of what happened. I said said exactly what it was to people that they asked, and I put it out there that it was you wanted to spend quality family time with your family, and I don't have an issue with that. That takes priority over this anytime.
I agree, but again, we have fans, we have people who actually diligently listen. So apologize.
There is
anyway.
That.
Yeah, apologize that this show happens on a Saturday rather than a Friday. I know you guys are listening, so there's that. So, Mr. Bexley, where can they get you?
My Twitter at Philip Bexman. I'm Philip Dawson or at Philip Bexman.
All right, cool, awesome. Okay, and before we wrap up on our own plugging and all that, please remember that this week's Fizzy's Wacky World of Wrestling is going to be aired live on this Sunday.
Tomorrow,
which is tomorrow.
Tomorrow for those of us in the United States. How about that?
Yes. How about that? Of course. Tomorrow, for those of you guys that lives in the States, of course, featuring the hosts, your host, William Fitzpatrick, and Don Sal Kuzmano. These two are crazy. These two are silly, but these two are awesome as well. Hopefully you guys caught Two Guys One Sport which aired yesterday, which
Last
aired
night.
live yesterday, last night. You guys can catch them.
You can catch that on YouTube and on iTunes, on Apple Podcasts.
Yes. Catch these two guys, Crazy Chris, as well as Curtain Jerker. These two guys are very intelligent, very off the cuff for that matter, but they're very intelligent on the world of wrestling as well. Catch these three. We know that this week is a little bit of a scatterbrain for us three. Usually us three will deal with everything on a Friday, which we call Podomania for that matter. So there's that. Not to forget, we also have Cage Side Seats affiliated stuff to listen to. Please catch Rudo Radio, Not Your Demographic, and keeping up with the kayfabe.
Yeah, keeping up with the kayfabe. We also plug Conrad Thompson's 2 podcasts for wrestling. One of them is Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, and the other one is What Happened When. And I believe that's with him and Joni Savani.
Yes, it is.
So there's that.
Shout out also to Conrad Thompson. Yeah, shout out also to Conrad Thompson. Thank you so much for doing the interview. Hopefully we can air the interview next week on the next spot. So catch that. It's not long. It's just about 40 minutes, but I know that we can slit that one in for the rest of the 40 minutes that you listen to. Anyway,
next week our plan is to pre-record a show and edit the interview in at the end. So we will not be live next week, but we will be. It will be posted on Friday if everything goes right.
Yeah, as per
Where
normal.
can they find you, MDS?
Catch me on Twitter at BeckyGotBank666. Yes, I am a Becky fan, and yes, I am quite evil, like the devil. So that's where the name comes in. You can also catch me on the daily as well as the nightly on Cage Side Seats. Nowadays, I'm known as the Daily Bar, the one who runs the Daily Bar and the Daily.
Which hasn't been open all week.
Fine, sorry, I was busy. Bartenders have off days too. Where can they find you, Taker?
5 of them?
5 of them.
Well, aren't you just special?
Where can they find you, Taker?
I was about to break into that goddamn place yesterday.
You can actually break in. There's no locks on the door, unfortunately.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that. I thought you had keys, damn it.
I do.
Shit.
Where can they find you, Taker?
Okay, they can
I
find
hope
me
it's
on.
not in the graveyard.
Well, there, but beside the point. Searching for souls that are still hovering about.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. You can find me on Twitter at Takers_Minion, all lowercase letters. You can also find me on the nightly as well as the daily more and more these days because of my work schedule. And this has been Shootin' Debris, episode 18. Oh crap.
Under Siege, the outbreak of TLC.
Yeah, that's Under Siege, the outbreak. Thank you. Thank you guys for listening. And like I said, next week we should be posting a pre-recorded pod. So there's that. Until next week, we'll say sayonara.
And goodbye.
All right. Goodbye.